recording Audacity?
No, I couldn't monitor it.
Oh, okay.
Oh, actually, let me try. Let me see if I can just throw it in. I'll just record whatever the hell I can get.
Okay.
It's not a... Like, what works for the live and what works for this are two totally fucking different things.
Right.
So it's impossible to monitor. Like,
Right.
these levels that work for them right now, see that?
Mhm.
That's all gain.
It's all good.
When I had the gain all the way down and that line was thin as a fucking needle, they're saying there's gain. So it's impossible for me to monitor what works for this and what works for that.
Yeah. It's something we need to take a time a day to do test runs.
Yeah, well, I think the big problem is that there's too much gain coming out from these dynamic mics. If we get there's a thing called a cloud lifter, and it would give us another 25 decibels of clean gain, and that's kind of what we need. But they run about $250. So, Brendan, if you want to buy us too, we'd appreciate it.
I'm not made of money. Come on.
All right, there's the link. All right, is everyone ready?
Look at all that fucking
Everyone
feed.
shared their feed, the link.
Yep, I got it up. Got it open.
Excellent. You guys ready to go?
Sure thing.
Are you ready? Randy?
Let me share this in a few places first.
Down now.
No, I'm getting pumped.
Okay.
Let's do this. I want to watch this.
Oh, you were watching? Okay. All right, we're starting in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hello and welcome to the 1985 FM podcast. It's March 3rd, 2014. The month goes by so quick. You never get a chance to say I love you. I'm your host, Randy LaJudice. Joined with me this week, Jeremy Conrad of FuriousFanboys.com.
Hello.
Jeremy, how you doing, sir?
Not bad.
You had a significantly awesome week?
Oh, yeah.
Good enough. All right. Brendan O'Connell.
All right.
There you go. You got your Miller High Life. You're a happy man. And Nathan Mayer.
I think he means, all right. Okay.
Bringing it up. I like this intensity. If you're watching the show right now, we're broadcasting on the YouTubes. Google Hangout, it's not working for us. So we're going YouTube now. We're going to be sending out links, but they're all going to be broadcast through the 1985 FM show tag on YouTube. That's also
a series of tubes.
A series of tubes that brings us to you.
God.
Let's see, and obviously, well, I'm so sorry. Managing the ones and twos, we have Lawrence Lawson.
Hey, how's it going,
Jeez,
guys?
look at that guy. Look at just working.
Woo!
Working so hard.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Hey, always working. All right. Do you guys want to get started in what is the news of the week?
Sure thing.
Yes, sir.
All right,
Let's do
start
this.
off. Let's start off with the first one. Team Ninja. They make games. Sometimes they're kind of lewd. Young teenagers like that. And they might be bringing you that lewdness straight to the PS4. Team Ninja has gone on the record saying they may actually be bringing their next game to the PS4 exclusively. What do you guys think?
Well, it does have a
think it's,
touchpad on the controller, and they kind of like that sort of thing.
Oh, yeah, right. I can imagine all the applications that could be used for that.
Just
I
look
bet
at
you
the-
can.
Yeah, just look at the Vita Dead or Alive for an idea.
Nice. Got to be able to
It
control that
used a
jiggle factor.
touchpad.
You definitely
Oh
need
my
more
gosh.
games like that. That's what the industry is missing right now.
Team Ninja, if there's any developer that's in a perpetual state of arrested development, it's Team Ninja.
And Itagaki's not even there anymore.
Yeah, and Itagaki's not there to molest people anymore. So it's amazing that they still haven't grown up.
That's quite the allegation.
I'm sorry, Itagaki. If I ever meet you in person, I'll buy you a leather jacket.
Wow. Can I meet you in person?
When's that gonna happen?
Other side of the country,
Yeah.
logistics.
Yeah, when I go to Disneyland.
Disney World.
Oh,
It's
is that a
world.
world there?
It's a whole
It's-
world.
Wait, they have
Yeah,
a whole
it's-
world within Florida?
They should make it its own state.
Does
Honestly,
anyone have that confirmed? Is that true?
That is very true. I've been there.
Oh,
I have
wow.
too.
All right. Well, yeah, we'll have to get on that. Anyone else want to add anything to this? I mean, it's. Do you think this is a big win for Sony having an exclusive?
Oh
like,
yeah,
Dead or Alive
Titanfall
beach
just,
volleyball.
You know,
Yeah. Well,
doesn't have anything on this.
just the history of Team Ninja, they always like to go with like the hardware that makes their games look the best. Because back on when the first Xbox One came out, the original Xbox, they were pretty much Xbox exclusive, but they did do a deal where Dead or Alive Hardcore came out on the PS2, and Itagaki famously was furious about how it looked on the PS2. So they always want to like put their games where it's going to look the best. So I don't know. It's not a huge surprise that they're going to do this, especially since they are a Japanese developer and there isn't exactly a Xbox out there in Japan.
Yeah, good
Yeah.
point. I mean, yeah, so much of their games are designed. I think they've moved kind of towards a Western focus, but they're still very much a Japanese developer. So to not have an Xbox over there, why would you even bother?
Yeah.
Yeah, good point.
Mm.
Let's see here. I would like to see them do another. I'm hoping it's a Ninja Gaiden game. Do you think they're have they done a new IP anytime recently?
It's going to be Extreme Beach Volleyball 2.
No.
Right. They're gonna do a gender bender version of Ninja Gaiden.
What was the name of that island?
Which island?
The island from Extreme Beach Volleyball. There was like an island that everyone went to.
Oh, I
play
can't
beach
remember. It
volleyball.
was one of the guys' casinos. One
Yeah, it
of
was
the
like the guy's name. Does anyone know that?
Jack's Island or something like that? I don't know.
It's something to that effect.
Yeah.
Like Cody Island. Anyway, yeah, they're
for the casino.
yeah. Obviously they weren't spending that much time with the story work. It's more in the physics.
Yeah.
It's,
All right, let's move on. This one should make a lot of people happy if you're excited for the next Konami game. Metal Gear Ground Zeroes, the prequel to Metal Gear Solid 5, is getting a price drop from Konami. It's going down from $30, I believe it was $40 previously.
It was the physical version was $40 for next gen, and
drop adds more
the
realism
digital
to the game.
download version was $29. Current gen is like $20. Well, I should say past gen because it is current gen is the next gen now. But the Xbox 360 and PS3 versions are $20, and then there's a $10 next gen tax, and then a $20 tax for the physical one, and they just brought all the next gen versions down to $30 across the board. So.
Right.
right.
It was neat.
I'm
I mean,
happy
it's a
about
short
this.
game. I mean,
Nice. I mean,
That's
still, would anyone here? Okay, like, if you weren't someone who would go on a video game podcast and talk for 2 hours, would you pay $30 for a 2-hour experience? Or do you think like the mass public is that big of a Metal Gear Solid fan that they've
It's-
seen that as a value proposition?
it's a big. Metal Gear's still a pretty big name, and actually, they see $30 for Metal Gear Solid, a new Metal Gear Solid on their next gen system. They'll probably go and pick it up because that's $30 is almost an impulse buy when it comes to games when they're $60 for a brand new game. So they see a $30 game, they'll probably pick it up. $40, that's kind of in between.
I don't know. I think it would have to go down by half for me personally.
Oh wow, not buying it, huh?
Mm.
What do you think,
I
Brendan?
think 30 is a bargain. Maybe not a bargain, but it's a good deal. Ideally, it would go to at least 20 because it is such a short game. But it depends on like what the quality is of it. Did they really put that much time in it that it's it's got to be better than Plants vs Zombies Garden Warfare, right?
Wait, let's really quickly
$40 or
let's
40.
let's really quickly validate your opinion. How many Dead or Alive Extreme Beach Volleyball games have you bought?
Can I plead the fifth?
Well, no, I agree. It's I was gonna get the digital download one because it was $30, but now that the disc-based version is the same price, I'm just gonna get the disc one. And the thing I like about it is you can unlock the way in Phantom Pain. There's gonna be this mother base that you build and upgrade, and you can start building and upgrading that in Ground Zeroes, and everything you unlock will carry over into Phantom Pain. So it kind of gives you a little head start on Metal Gear Solid 5 if you're gonna do all that side quest type stuff in Metal Gear. So I'm looking forward to it. It's 3 weeks from tomorrow, 2 weeks from tomorrow coming out. So, by then I'll probably be tired of Thief, and it's a good time for it to come out right. And then a week after that comes out is a couple days after that is Infamous. So it's a good short game to play before Infamous comes out.
But when are you going to play Titanfall?
Whoa, slow down. We got a whole segment dedicated to it. We'll get into Titanfall and all the other releases later in the show.
Right.
I guess it's good that they recognize that the price was too large, because there were a lot of people who were complaining about it. I just there's like a certain degree of like hubris you kind of feel is attached to it when they charge that much money for a game that's so short. And I guess totally in my opinion, I think there is a certain degree of pretentiousness that comes from that studio. I mean, if you look at like the cutscenes and 3-hour cutscenes.
Oh yeah, they're interactive. Like, if you skip if you know what to do, if you know how to defeat every boss, and you skip all the cutscenes in the original Metal Gear Solid on the PlayStation, you can beat it in 2 hours. I used to do that all the time, just plow through it. So, and even Metal Gear Solid 2's kind of short if you skip everything, because the cutscenes take up the majority of the game.
But the standards have also changed a lot. So, back at that time, a 2-hour game was considered normal. If you look at a lot of the games from that time period, they were all about that time frame. Now we expect a game to be at least, 6 hours, and that's still a short game.
Yeah, like South Park.
Right.
Once again, we'll get into this later.
Fair enough. All right. Well, then I guess it's about time to move on. The next one we got, Nintendo never escapes an episode. Nintendo announced this week that they will be pulling the internet from both the Wii and the DSi. And I'm not sure, does anyone have the exact date on that?
Well,
I mean, it's not like anyone's
pull
really
it up
using it
real
right
quick,
now.
but it's May 20th.
May 20th, a day that lived in infamy.
I think some people are making a bigger deal of this than it really is, because there aren't that many people who are playing Wii games online.
Exactly.
It's true.
And
I mean, didn't we see this already coming with the Wii Mini that doesn't have internet?
Yeah,
all?
The online side of things for the Wii was so small, and people complain like EA. Every year, EA will shut down a bunch of game servers, and Sony was doing that with like Mag and a couple games, and people were complaining, it's like, how dare they do this? I bought this game for $60 and I want to play it. Well, if there's only 2 people playing on a server, it's not worth it to keep it up and running. So the same thing with this Nintendo stuff. There's not enough people playing it. So why keep it up? It just costs them more money.
Yeah, they have a tendency to drop off pretty hard. I mean, I had some fun times myself personally playing Mario Kart Wii online, and it was a lot of chaotic action. But it's just one of those things where especially a lot of the DS games, especially Nintendo ones that many of which are several years old now, you have to expect this. And I think a lot of the backlash that you see coming as a result of this news is a misunderstanding. There's still going to be online shops. You're still going to be able to buy games. You're still going to be able to use Netflix and YouTube. If, God forbid you do on those systems. So you do have an option to indulge in that. And the Wii and the Wii has a pretty decent online shop. And especially the Virtual Console, which is the most robust of all the Nintendo systems at this point. So it's good that's still going to be around, and honestly that's what I'm personally most concerned with, and I think a lot of people should be as well.
Yeah, it's just the select titles that use the online gameplay that you won't be able to use online play anymore. And it also, hopefully, maybe this will get some of those people to upgrade to a Wii U, because that's one of the problems Nintendo's had. They've had these people with 100 million people with Wii's, thinking, oh, there's no reason to upgrade to the Wii U. Well, no, if you want to play online play, go get a Wii U.
Right.
That's a possibility. I'm not even sure if the desire for online capabilities even coincide with a person who buys
And this is
Wii.
May 20th, so that's like that's right around the time Mario Kart's coming out on the Wii U. So it's kind of like shut down the old Mario Kart, so then they'll want to play the new one.
Actually, yeah, that makes a little bit more sense. Kind of lends to the opinion. Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it's not a big deal. I mean, the system hasn't been an online focused system all throughout its lifespan, and it's one of those features that, as far as it goes with systems, they usually hold on to them for as long as need be. With functionalities, I think they tend to drop them a little bit quicker than they would with the consoles. So yeah, I think it's a good thing that they're getting rid of them finally, and it's a waste of money to keep those servers up and all that maintenance.
I think the only games that people really were playing online was probably Mario Kart and Brawl,
Right.
and both of those are how old now?
And they're both getting new versions this year. So
Exactly.
Exactly.
Right. These systems were hacked to death as well. So playing online in any sort of competitive fashion, is probably an exercise in frustration.
I remember trying to play GoldenEye online on the Wii, and it was not fun.
And almost every single game was just completely overrun by that. Thank God, the 3DS and at least with Mario Kart 7, they did some patching to take care of the exploits and such. And I hope they continue to do that. I hope they keep up with modern times, and maybe this will free up some resources for them to do more of that. They're not made of money. Obviously, they're going to be struggling through this generation more than likely. So this move obviously makes a lot of sense in a lot of ways.
And like you said, I hope this is a case of resource management where they're deciding that to kind of funnel, kind of the same way Microsoft is treating some of their stuff right now with the shift in leadership, that they're going to try to focus on what really matters. And that kind of leads into our next Nintendo-related story. Management at Nintendo says that dedicated video game platforms are still their core focus. There's been a lot of news with talk about a fitness-related system in the news in the last a month or so. So a lot of people are thinking that maybe they were getting out of the business, trying to kind of retool what they were. But from what they say, video games are still their number one goal. So
yeah, it was a statement that Iwata made to a letter to the investors, and he made vague references to the quality of life stuff, the fitness, whatever they're going to do with that. Made vague references to that they are doing that, but he just basically said, no, we are going to still make game consoles. We're still going to be a game console company, because he went over the history of Nintendo, saying, we started out with trading cards, then we made toys, then we made electronic toys, then we made video games, and that's what we're going to do. But he was kind of saying how they did evolve and they will be moving into that quality of life type stuff. But there's no new details on specifically how that's going to work out, what that's going to be. But it was nice. It was kind of, one of those things that will shut up the people who think, they're going to go third party and make mobile games. That's not going to happen.
right.
I bet you guys didn't know that Nintendo had a motto for the company.
What is that
The true value of entertainment lies in individuality. Supposedly their justification for staying in the console hardware business, because they want to provide originality. They want to provide their own services, products, and so on. It's I see it more as a pride thing than anything else. They're not in a position where they're forced to abandon the console market in any capacity. One poorly selling console, not even a total failure, just a comparatively bad selling console is not going to sink them. We've discussed this subject to death. So it's the Wii U is going to have a tough ride out, but that doesn't mean it shouldn't get a successor, and it doesn't mean that Nintendo's not going to try again, because Nintendo is a tenacious company.
Yeah, and it's a lot of people say it's like, I want to. For every person who says, I want to see Nintendo games on insert console here, you tell them to buy a Wii U, and they're like, well, I don't like Nintendo's games. And it's like, well, then why do you want them to make games on another console if you don't like their games? It's
well, I mean, to be fair, I think there is. We've talked about this multiple times on that. I don't think there's people who want to buy a console specifically for. I wouldn't want to buy an EA system and just play EA games. You want to have the options. It comes back to that value proposition. Even though that Nintendo is arguably the best value in publishing.
Well, if EA did just make a console, that would actually sell really well because they would have Madden exclusively, and those Madden people would have to buy the EA console. But I see what you mean. But Nintendo fans like Nintendo for being Nintendo. They like Zelda. They like Metroid. I mean,
yeah, the same way Madden fans like EA for being Madden. But I'm talking about those people who play games outside of brand loyalty.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm going to add a caveat to that. Nintendo people like Nintendo games up to a certain price.
Yeah.
Not even the 3DS sold well until the price dropped.
Yeah.
So it's really, I mean, there was this mentality I remember before the Wii U and the 3DS came out that Nintendo was the Apple of the video game market now, and anything that they released would sell like hotcakes.
Right.
And I was skeptical. Anytime someone said that, I would argue with them, and lo and behold, I mean, the reasons the Wii sold so well is it was friggin' cheap from the very beginning.
And the games too. The games too. Nintendo with the original Wii, they didn't do the $60 pricing for the games. They kept it at $50. And with the Wii U, Nintendo tried that. Like up until Donkey Kong, they were selling them for $60 in stores. But now I went to the store tonight, and Donkey Kong just came out, and they're selling it for $50. So maybe Nintendo's going back to kind of like that Wii mentality where they're trying to make it more affordable.
So do you guys see Nintendo as becoming like the bargain brand in the gaming industry?
I don't know about that, but I mean, to kind of lend to what everyone's saying, I think there is a practical consumer-minded focus on the people who buy those systems. Not to say everyone here that buys them aren't hardcore gamers or what you want to call it, but I think that's why you won't get someone paying $250 for a 3DS. Like, they don't see the practicality in paying that much money for a system. The handheld system, nonetheless.
I bought a 3DS on launch day.
Oh, so did I.
I did too.
Yeah, but hey, you bought it on launch day. You got those 20 free games.
Yeah, having those really games was
games.
awesome. I mean, if they told you, I mean, I was buying it without the intent of even getting those games. But I mean, most people, they think $250. Why should I spend that much money on a handheld system? And I think there's a certain a practical kind of thought process that goes with buying those systems for the average consumer.
I definitely do think to some extent they are kind of a bargain game provider, and that's not necessarily a derogatory term.
It comes off as almost kind of like a dig,
Yeah, it's a bargain means that you're getting a lot for the money.
Yeah.
In their case, they are pretty much supporting their platforms all on their own, and that does not mean a large amount of games. It means a handful of really high quality games. So at the right price, they become attractive. But definitely in the case of the Wii, the DS, and now the 3DS, especially with the budget 2DS model, I definitely do think of them as a more budget, almost entry-level option for gamers who want to move on beyond smartphones and very simplistic games. It is sort of a
step. It's
the next step. It's beyond the gateway drug. It's one step past that.
It's like the acid. After you have the,
What?
No, the Ouya is the acid.
Yes.
Oh yeah, the Ouya. Well played, sir.
Acid, coke, meth.
You do acid like immediately after. Anyway.
No, the Ouya is like a skunk weed, I think.
Skunk weed?
With like seeds. You have to pick seeds out and everything.
Nothing has been more accurate has been said on this show before.
It's like you're like if I have to play. It's like you have to make compromises to play video games. You're like, but I like video games.
Oh god!
I almost feel like the Wii U though is trying to be a premium product for some reason that just blows my mind. I mean, it's obviously not premium in any technical way. It's obviously not offering the same third-party support to the caliber of other systems that are, let's face it, very similarly priced when you're only talking $100 more.
I think they could fill that gap. I think they could fill that gap if they were just a stable of just churning out first-party games. If they could fill it with all those titles, that if we already had a Metroid, a Zelda, and all that, this could be a premium system.
Well, that'd be a short life for the console then, because then we'd have all the games already.
Well, I mean, granted, there would be sequels to a lot of these games, and if they took chances and made new IPs, that's something
I think we're going to see Metroid within 2 years, because Retro's saying that when they finish Donkey Kong, they have started on a new game. And everyone's thinking that could be Metroid because Miyamoto has kind of hem and hawed about maybe Retro's would be the studio to do Metroid. So we'll see all that. But there was an interesting thing that came out this week from Platinum Games, where one of the guys from Platinum Games was giving a presentation, and he was talking about how Bayonetta 2 came to be on the Wii U, and he was saying that it was like a business situation type thing, but he went on to explain further where they wanted to make the game, and the only way they could really get it made is if a big publisher like Nintendo came around and helped them get it out the door, and to put it on the Wii U instead of publishing it themselves, because third parties just die on the Wii U. They have Nintendo publishing it, and Nintendo knows how. He said that Nintendo knows how to sell games, no matter what type of game it is, even if it's Bayonetta, which is a weird game for a Nintendo console, but they know how to sell those games to their audience, and if they publish a game, it will actually sell well. So who knows? Maybe there could be some third parties, maybe like another Capcom 4 type thing will come out, where Capcom makes some exclusive games and Nintendo just publishes them for them.
Maybe I'm wrong, but I haven't felt like there's been like that big marketing push from Nintendo with a lot of their software lately. Maybe I'm just not seeing it, not in the right channels to be viewing
They market it like directly to Wii owners and stuff, and like Donkey Kong, they've been doing a lot of weird stuff with Donkey Kong, but I guess it's working because people are buying it and loving the game. I almost actually got it tonight, but I got Thief instead.
They market the Wii U the most heavily to the people who already own the Wii U.
Yeah, exactly. But the games too, they market those games directly to them, like through Club Nintendo emails and that sort of thing.
Right.
I feel like maybe they're starting to do things right, because I was in Walmart the other day, and there's this young couple with their kid, and kid's like, Mommy, can I have that game? And she said, we can't play that game. That's for the Wii U. We have the Wii. I was just like,
Wow.
Whoa.
Finally!
Can we get her on the podcast? She knows more than most people.
Obviously, she knows about video games.
Obviously, yeah.
I was so impressed by humanity in that moment.
There's hope after all.
I put away the bullet I had reserved for myself that evening. It was very inspiring.
Got dark real quick, huh? Oh, man. First that poetry and this. Wow. It's not looking good. All right. Well, I want to stop it right now because this is the first time that in a long time that we've had a whole section dedicated to Nintendo, and there's been nothing really bad to say. We were very fair. We were balanced. It was almost like Fox News.
Well, I have to also note that Mario sucks.
Oh, and there it goes. Till next time. All right, we're going to take our first break. When we come back, we're going to be talking about a couple of the releases that are coming out this March. There's a ton of them. There's some rumors of a Batman game that will be released tomorrow. There's news of a Dishonored game being viewed at E3 2014. We'll be talking to our resident E3 expert, Jeremy Conrad. And so that's it. Give us a minute. We'll be back with the rest of our show. Stay tuned. All right, if you're watching the show right now via YouTube, first off, thank you very much. If you have a question for the show, please submit it via YouTube, or you can mail it directly to 1985fmpodcast@gmail.com. Send us a question. We'll read it towards the end of the show during the What We've Been Playing section, where we'll also have the Q&A. We have a lot of stuff to talk about this week with games, so if it's something possibly related to maybe Titanfall, South Park, The Stick of Truth, Infamous Second Son, maybe the new Walking Dead game, Dark Souls 2, name it. There's a lot of stuff to talk about, so feel free. Please ask a question. We'd love to answer it on the show.
Can you guys give me? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes. Can you guys put the link of the video in the notes, please?
Okay.
I might still have it on my clipboard.
I just put it in there.
You did.
There he goes.
For Nintendo.
There we go.
Oh, for the Nintendo.
We can also use Twitter to have people talk to us.
Just do it for that one because there's no.
Which it's much more easy than email.
Oh no, it is all in all times.
Yeah, we're done. I gotta go put on my gold headset and play some Thief. I haven't played a Thief game since Thief 2, so I'm looking forward to it.
So it's been a couple days then.
Did you see their Irrational announced the 1998 mode for BioShock Infinite, and
Yes.
the image for the DLC is in the old triangle thief box.
I did see that. Yeah,
That was awesome.
That was pretty nice. I was a bit confused. I'm like, okay, so what's the difference between the 98 and the 99? And it's very subtle, the reference. I think they pulled it off really well.
A lot of people were like, "Why does the box look like that?" And everyone's posting pictures of the thief boxes. Like, is this what they came in 1998 when you actually went to a store to buy a game? But yeah, Rayman Legends is really good.
Oh yeah, it was. I played it on the Wii U first, and I played it the way you're supposed to play it. I had a friend who was had the gamepad, and he was interacting with the levels, and I was going through it, and that was a lot of fun.
I like that they did include like some of the Origins levels in high def too.
Yeah, like the re-released stuff.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, tonight's the last night to get Outlast.
I never did, but only because I know I wouldn't play it.
I played for like 5 minutes. Like, yeah, I'm not gonna play this anymore.
1985 FM, the toughest, manliest men in gaming podcasts.
Oh no, I love like Silent Hill, but I didn't like the whole night vision camcorder stuff. I mean, I didn't like that mechanic because I'd be like, "Oh, the battery's going down." Oh,
We had to deal with this shit with Doom 3, damn it.
whoa! Aaron Paul just drove a new Mustang into Raw. They actually have Aaron Paul on wrestling.
Okay.
Need for Speed.
Yep. Wasn't that announced like 2 weeks ago or something? Or he was gonna
They
be
kind
on
of were like saying that he might show up. Yeah.
I like this picture someone posted. It's a big grizzly bear grinning. Caption says, "People in sleeping bags are the soft tacos of the bear world."
Next topic's what?
The next topic we're going to be talking about, we're going to be going into it with the Pokemans.
Oh, okay. Sweet.
You know you're pumped.
Sweet. I am pumped.
He's in the mans.
Love them Pokemans.
Those crazy people on Twitch.
Twitchers. I used to go on Twitch.
Well, that anonymous Australian programmer who made that's pretty rich now, I guess.
Oh yeah.
Who made Twitch?
Who made the application? Who made the program?
Oh,
Where
that
it's,
actually
Yeah.
allows people to do all this crap.
Right.
Yeah, he's the guy who put up Twitch Plays Pokemon.
Nice.
And it just repeats. When they beat it, it repeats 24 hours later or something like that. So it's just going to be a continual stream of money for that guy.
Yeah.
Well, they're now playing Diamond or something, right?
Crystal.
Yeah, they're playing Crystal.
But I think that's a separate thing, isn't it?
No, it's
First
the
it's,
same. It's the same person who's doing it in the same channel. They just move on to the next game. I guess they're going to do it all the way up to.
So they're running both concurrently right now.
No,
No, they finished Red and Blue.
completed Red.
Yeah.
Did you guys
Okay.
also see Twitch plays Pokemon plays Tetris?
Yes.
What?
Yeah, yeah.
There's a couple of them in there that are like that. They're copying it.
No, the Twitch plays Pokemon plays Tetris is actually using the same input from the from Twitch plays Pokemon to control Tetris.
That's
It's
great.
crazy.
Oh,
I still
man.
want to see Twitch Plays Dark Souls.
I had an idea to making Twitch plays Dota 2 in
Oh.
so there's 10 different Twitch accounts going at the same time, and they're all controlling one hero, and whoever wins, via the inputs of the command. That's
But Twitch Plays Dark Souls would be just so entertaining. Because it'd be
Oh.
just death,
Yeah. That
death,
would
death.
be
No.
boring.
It would just get old
I don't
after a
even know if
while.
that's
I don't
possible.
think I'd be too entertained.
well, I don't think anyone thought that this was possible with
Yeah.
with Pokemon.
But I mean, Dark Souls, that's just a whole other bag.
But they're both equally difficult.
I don't know how to respond.
Or just get an emulator, get a quick and dirty roguelike and have them Twitch Plays Rogue.
Oh, Rogue Legacy
Yeah.
would be awesome to see.
You guys,
what's,
you guys see the
FTL?
comment right now?
What's the comment?
No.
Comments? Oh god.
No,
You guys are
come-
gonna have to read it because it's so broken. It's hard to.
That's on YouTube.
It's on YouTube.
Okay.
On the
Got it.
tubes. Go into the tubes.
I don't see any comments.
I don't see any comments.
WoW versus FF14.
Oh, there it is. Please likes whirls missed to know.
I wonder how.
Stop drinking.
No, no. To all seriousness, we get a lot of foreign viewers. I just wonder,
This is DJ.
like what?
It's not
DJ?
a foreigner though.
Yeah.
Is it really DJ?
DJ.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh! Thanks, DJ.
He's hammered.
I'm sitting here trying to like come up with an excuse. It's just DJ. Is he really hammered?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
It says, okay, need to know, and fuck Need for Speed like a bunch of sellouts.
Well, they did put their star on wrestling.
Jeez.
Oh my gosh! Fucking DJ.
You guys ready to go?
Just about. If you're watching the show again, we'd love to have some questions for the end of the show. Doesn't matter how inebriated you are, please submit. We'll read them word for word,
I don't know.
verbatim.
I'm going to disagree with him. I think it does matter to a point.
Well,
you really shouldn't be on the internet past a certain alcohol, blood content level.
I guess that's true.
Because you might wake up to something you regret.
Right. You may end up a couple weeks later with things in the mail that you don't remember. It happens, folks.
Okay.
Secret Service kicking down your door. Oh, did you say this? What? I don't remember.
An Etsy box filled with like wind chasers and shit.
Did I get drunk
Confiscating
and
your
order $100 worth of stamps? I think so.
That's great. All right. With that,
Your exact words was, I had to get every single Black History Month stamp. That was your exact words. Before they sell out.
oh yeah. We were gonna ask Lawrence, how did you celebrate Black History Month?
I
know-
forgot.
You forgot to celebrate?
I forgot to celebrate Black History
Oh my
Month.
god.
Yeah.
Why are
What
you
are you
asking
doing?
that question, Randy?
What's that?
Because
Why
I,
you ask him that question in particular?
Because he posted on his Facebook that he forgot to celebrate Black History Month again.
yeah, it was,
And plus, he's black.
man, yeah.
What?
I would have got 20 lashings if I if I didn't do something quick.
12 years a slave.
12 years.
I watched that last night.
I couldn't watch it, man.
That's good.
I haven't seen it just yet.
It's too tough to watch.
All right, you guys ready to go?
I don't really do too well with the really intense movies.
You don't?
Yeah, like Children of Men was like, I finished it, but it was just like, this is stressful.
That's one of my favorite books of all time.
I love Children of Men, but I love Gravity. I wanted Gravity to win Best Picture. I was like,
That
It
won
would-
everything
it wouldn't-
else.
it
won
wouldn't-
everything else, yeah.
Yeah, it wouldn't win Best Picture. It's too controversial to, to not give it to 12 Years a Slave. It's politics.
If you
I love it.
didn't
Yeah,
vote for
it's like
Black- 12 Years a
every
Slave
once
for
a
racist.
year,
Mhm.
Hollywood decides they're gonna celebrate their white guilt by nominating a movie that
Well,
celebrates
Ellen
ethnicity,
DeGeneres,
and then the rest of the year they're like,
basically-
"Fuck it."
Pretty much.
she in the opening monologue, Ellen pretty much laid it out.
Really?
Yeah.
One or two possibilities are going to happen. Either 12 Years a Slave wins Best Picture, or possibility number 2, you're all racist.
exactly.
pretty much.
Exactly.
And it happened.
Oh my god, that's awesome.
I was not surprised about the winners. Only thing I was surprised about was Matthew McConaughey winning Best Actor.
No, I wasn't surprised about that because he won the SAG Award. You win the
Yeah.
SAG Award, you win the acting award at the Oscars because who votes on the Oscar
Yeah.
for actor? It's the actors.
Yeah.
So you win the SAG Award, that predicts who's going to win the Academy Award.
What was I gonna say? I'm still mad at that. What was that one Sandra Bullock movie with the football player?
Blindside.
Oh, that was
Blindside.
such a bad movie.
But everyone loved it.
Oh god.
You know, the
Oh,
best
God.
part of the Oscars last night was Harrison Ford and his pizza.
Harrison Ford
Yeah.
pizza.
That was,
Yeah, that was awesome.
I think that was the best part of his night too. He was
Yeah.
not entertained.
Yeah,
Unless
and
there's
he's
a
like,
paycheck
free
involved,
pizza?
Harrison
Give
Ford
me those
doesn't
napkins.
care.
Give me that pizza.
Fuck yeah.
Harrison Ford was just there for the free champagne and pizza.
He's,
He
he's
was.
a grassroots guy. What can you say?
He really is. Oh hell, well, I don't know. I'll do it if they give me a paycheck.
Oh,
Pizza. Pizza or paycheck.
Pizza or paycheck, either or. All right.
Those are his requirements.
You know, they should have followed up that in memoriam because they had Harold Ramis in it and they showed Ghostbusters. Instead of having Bette Midler come out sing that stupid Beaches song, they should have Ray Parker Jr. come out and sing Ghostbusters.
Yes, that would have been so much better. Thank you.
And it's so upbeat. Everyone would have gotten into it and they would have been happy. And
I think
No, they had
Pink
to have
should have
the
come back
Beaches
out
song.
and sang it.
What about what was the second song? Wasn't it what's his face?
Farrell?
Bobby Brown.
Oh, yeah, from Ghostbusters 2.
That would have been good too. I would have accepted that.
It's like neither him or no, you could have had like a melody where Ray Parker comes out, starts with Ghostbusters, and then Bobby Brown comes out and finishes off with the Ghostbusters 2 song.
And then Bill Murray reenacts a scene from Groundhog Day.
Oh,
Would have
man.
been fucking epic.
Best night ever.
Best night ever. Seriously, best night
The
ever.
rest of it wasn't funny. I mean, I'm watching this, I'm like, no one's laughing.
Yeah.
It's like she's telling these jokes, and it's like you got some people giggling, being kind, but no one's laughing at these jokes.
Yeah, that's
Like,
bullshit. I mean, you were talking about Harold Ramis here. At least get someone who knows how to fucking tell a joke. Celebrate the guy's life with.
I was like,
Some
it's like
credit.
halfway through her opening monologue. I'm like, all right, just get her off the stage and bring Billy Crystal out, and people will laugh.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh, well.
Yeah, a lot of Ellen's jokes fell flat. I felt like the pizza thing was actually kind of awkward, honestly.
It was all awkward.
I didn't watch
And
it.
she wasn't even using that Samsung Galaxy backstage. She was actually tweeting the pictures out with an iPhone.
Yeah. But she switched over to Samsung when she did that giant selfie.
I heard she was
Yeah.
eating Doritos while she did it.
I mean, I like everything, so screw you guys.
You like everything? Well, you're on the wrong show,
I thought,
sir.
well, you know what? I thought she was great. I thought it was funny and charming, and apparently I have a soul and you guys don't, and that's all I have to say about that.
Yeah, you're preaching
Did
to
you
the
see there's a
choir, man.
Travolta name generator online to translate your name into Travoltese?
What is up with this Travolta thing that everyone's talking about?
He couldn't say Idina Menzel. He
Oh.
said Adele Dazita or something like that.
Adele Dazeem.
Dazeem, yeah.
Wait, he did it in such a
Adele
pretentious,
Dazeem.
like, accent.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like Adele
Just-
Dazeem,
It's not what you say, it's how you say it, huh?
pretty much.
Well, and he was like dreading the name because he was like drawing it out, and he's like the wickedly talented.
That's
Adele
like he
Dazeem.
knows her. Like they're old friends that used to play poker together.
And immediately after, if someone made an Adele Dazeem Twitter account, there's a couple, but it's like, thank
Right.
you, John Travolta. Lolo.
That's awesome. It must be that Scientology getting to him.
Yeah, someone said, the Hollywood Reporter says maybe Indina Menzel translates to something different in Thetan.
Yeah, it calls
Oh,
the
God.
mothership.
Oh, jeez.
He was channeling him. He needed like a public stage to do it, and the Oscars was the perfect spot. All right, everyone ready for the second part of the show?
Sure.
All right.
All right, we're coming back.
Does that mean I have to stop playing Diddy Kong Racing?
It does.
Yeah, it's preferred.
Okay.
All right,
Wait.
and we are back for the second part of the 1985 FM podcast, episode 75. It's almost kind of a milestone, wouldn't you say, Lawrence?
What was it that you said, Nathan? What was the exact term you used for our milestone achievement?
Tricorder Centennial episode.
What's up,
Tricorder
though?
Centennial episode.
That works, yeah. Yeah, definitely.
Very, very nice.
Yeah, I mean, if we are still going for another 25 episodes, which is very possible, I think we should do something fantastic for the 100th episode.
we should deliver pizza.
Oh, pizza. We'll invite Adele.
Yeah.
Incidentally, I'm pretty sure tricorder is also how you determine what disease you have.
There's a test for that. You can get it over the counter.
Oh, of course, yeah.
You download
It's
it.
real technology.
So yeah, as of right now, we're kind of doing that Wayne's World kind of style. Adele's going to be performing.
Adele Dazeem.
Adele Dazeem, well, she's going to be speaking, but Adele, the singer-songwriter, will also be performing her hit song, "In Deep." Is that what it is? I'm not
Rolling
really
in the
sure.
Deep.
Rolling in the Deep. She'll be performing that for our 100th episode. Look forward to that. And Eddie Murphy's going to be performing Raw. All the jokes from Raw, he's going to be doing them one more time.
In its entirety?
In its entirety, he's going to be wearing the jumpsuit. Look forward to that. If anything changes, we'll let you know.
Yeah,
in the
don't
next
tease
coming
me
episodes.
like that, man. I'm getting excited right now.
I'm pumped for the episode too. I'm looking really forward to it. Again, we'll let you guys know if anything changes. And let's go on to the rest of the news for the week. A lot of possible games coming out. Well, pretty much coming out games. But let's start with Batman Arkham Knight, which is being dubbed right now. Game Informer teased a little bit on Twitter today, saying that they have a cover that they're going to be releasing tomorrow, I believe around noon Pacific Standard Time, for the new Batman game. It comes to no surprise that the new Batman game is coming, but the rumor is that the villain is Hush, which was featured in the Batman Arkham Origins game and has had a comic series, a pretty popular comic series, one of the graphic novels.
Yeah, it was Arkham City. He was teased in Arkham City.
Was it City?
Yeah, it was City.
I don't remember.
It was the last
City.
Rocksteady.
Oh yeah,
Rock-
yeah. He was wasn't he masking himself as Bruce Wayne?
Yep. Well,
Yeah.
that's
Sort of. Yeah.
that's kind of his storyline.
And I'm not really familiar with his storyline in particular.
Well, there was a Who's Under the Mask is really done with Hush. He's not the greatest Batman villain, but the Hush storyline that he was introduced in was really popular because it was the first big thing Jim Lee did when he came to DC Comics, and it had all the characters, it had Superman, all the villains, and everything. But yeah, they kind of teased him in Arkham City, which was Rocksteady's last game. Then Arkham Origins came out, was done by a different team, and this is Rocksteady's new game, which presumably is cross generational. So it's on the past gen systems and now the next gen systems.
Right. So, given what you do know about the story, do you think that this would be pretty much something that would be easily adaptable to a video game? Do you think it would make for a good story? A lot of people weren't particularly happy with the last Arkham game that wasn't done by Rocksteady.
It's definitely a good story.
Yeah, it's
I don't
definitely
know how well it'll be able to translate to a game, though.
If they're actually going to base it on Batman Hush, it could work out as an Arkham type game because Hush featured most of the major villains. So it had Batman, had Catwoman, it had the Joker, it had the Riddler, it had Poison Ivy, had Superman, and it had the rest of the Bat family. So it had Nightwing, Robin, Huntress, Oracle, and all that. So it could translate well to a game if they're actually going to base it on Batman Hush. I don't know if they're going to do that, but if he's the main villain, it's entirely possible they're basing it on that. And now it would also kind of make sense because that's what DC's doing with their animated movies now. They're basing it on storylines from the comic, so maybe they'll start doing that with the games, is basing it on a storyline from the comic.
It seems smart. They have so many good stories in the DC catalog, even more so than I think with Marvel. And to adapt some of those really, really good stories would be great. With not to reduce Batman down, but I think so much in video games or comics depends on the rogues gallery. And they've used so many of the good villains already. Do you think they can still get by and have, if let's say Hush is the main villain, will that be enough to actually make the game entertaining? I mean, for me personally, I don't know about you guys, I was entertained by chasing, like the Riddler, Joker, Bane. Like that was fun to me because I had an attachment to those villains.
Hush is a cool villain in the Hush storyline up to the point where his background and who he actually is revealed, because it's kind of a disappointment in the comic. But everything surrounding it, where they have Ra's al Ghul, Talia al Ghul, Clayface, all these type of Batman villains there that they can use to actually make a good game. It's just the main villain is so what? But you will be chasing Riddler, you'll be chasing Joker down. And if I remember correctly, Hush was one of the issues where Batman was like really close to killing the Joker, but he pulled back at the last minute and didn't do it.
So do you think this is something where they're going to continue to not go past what happened in Arkham City?
I think they're,
hold on to the Joker?
Well, what happened to Arkham City, if you saw the end, it won't be, the rumor is it's not, Mark Hamill won't be coming back because he won't do Joker anymore.
Troy Baker's
Kevin
doing
Conroy
awesome.
is coming back as Batman, apparently.
But isn't Troy Baker doing Joker from here on out?
He did it on Origins. They haven't said anything about Joker showing up in this because I don't think they want to give away
They haven't
his
said
real
anything
fate.
about
I
it.
think Hamill's kind of locked up right now. I don't know if he's going to be...
Yeah.
I mean, there's another podcast we do. It's called Now This Is Podcasting. It involves the world of Star Wars, and it turns out Mark Hamill might have a job soon.
Yeah, he might be flying to London pretty soon.
Yeah. So I don't think that anyone's going to be...
but even then, the Joker voice, does hell on his throat. So he said he officially retired from it. I think he said the only thing that would make him come back as the Joker is if they did a Killing Joke movie, and he would do the Joker for that.
Were you there for Comic-Con when Troy Baker read off the Killing Joke monologue?
I heard it,
YouTube.
yeah.
God, that was so awesome.
So good.
Yeah, Troy Baker does a good Joker. He does a really good...
The guy's an excellent voice actor.
He does a really good Joker, so I'm fine with Mark Hamill doesn't come back, but they haven't said anything about the Joker coming back, but it is rumored that Kevin Conroy is going to be Batman again in this one.
Joker's kind of like the crutch of the Batman world. Like, once you use him, it's kind of downhill from there. Such a good villain,
Yeah.
in my opinion.
No, and especially Hush just doesn't really compare well to any of the other Batman villains.
Well, yeah, if you take like all like the big, really big, I know we're kind of like deviating, but Batman's fun to talk about. All
You're turning into Batman on Batman.
I know, right? Yeah, Kevin Smith now. I just need to be stoned, and then we'll be able to really do it justice. All like the really good Batman stories, aside from maybe like the new 52 stuff that came out at the beginning, are all like Joker stuff, like Death in the Family, Killing Joke, like some like the big popular stories, Batman stories. Except they don't count the 90s. The 90s doesn't count with comics, anyways.
Yeah, I like to see a Court of Owls.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like New 52, the Court of Owls, I think would be great.
I think that can really translate well to video game. I mean,
that would be even a better villain than Hush.
I think so. That
much better villain.
Mm-hmm. Like that villain is surprisingly charismatic to read. Like that was such a cool like psychological story.
And it was a great thing because Batman was finding corners of Gotham he didn't know about. I mean, all these hidden floors
Illuminati
kind of
thing going to it.
Yeah, and that would actually make a really great video game.
Especially with all the detective stuff that when those games do it right, they do it really, really well.
Yeah, and like you were saying, Jeremy, like, Batman was like, when you're reading it, he's kind of arrogant, this is my city.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think it translates well to a video game because we've been playing all these, Batman games, there's Arkham series games, and you're kind of like,
you feel like you own
you're
it.
a god, you own this place, and it'll be a nice like jab to the gut to like say no, like you don't own any of this.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure how well that would translate for like connecting the two games. It'd kind of be like a reboot, but
you make a good point.
It could because they did Arkham City and it'd be like I said, Talon was the Talon that Batman fought in that game was a really cool villain and a good equal to Batman.
Yeah.
Not to give anything away about who he was. That's a really good equal to Batman.
Yeah.
And I'd love to see that in a game.
That would make for a good one. Lawrence, when he brings that up, like they hammer you on the head with that during the run of the books. But yeah, I never realized how profound that idea is. That Batman kind of had like kind of felt like he always owned the city, and that was like the one like major advantage he had over the people, and then this guy kind of trumps him.
Yeah, really that's why Scott Snyder's so awesome on Batman, and I wish he would write it forever.
He's awesome on everything he writes.
Yeah, even his Superman's great, but that's ending.
Yeah.
It was like he discovers all this stuff in Gotham that he never knew about, and then when he discovers who the Court of Owls are and who the Talon is, it's twisting the knife even more. So it was just so great.
I mean, you gotta think about how difficult it must be creating a new Batman villain.
Oh yeah,
yeah. That's
especially one that's been that popular because the Court of Owls immediately became probably one of the top tier Batman villains, and it was brand new.
Yeah. Well, I mean, a lot of it. Again, I know we're deviating, but we're having a good time here.
Batman is awesome.
The new 52 like momentum kind of I think helped them actually get attention.
And they had those
that
cool
created
masks.
the momentum, I think.
They had those cool masks, and and they actually sold the trade paperback of the Court of Owls.
Even the henchmen had cool masks
with the mask, and that was so popular that the comic shops sold out because people want that mask.
Such a good book. All right.
Really good.
So tomorrow.
What's our next topic?
We're gonna move on, but hopefully, obviously tomorrow we're gonna have a cover reveal. We'll be talking about that on next week's show. But I think it's pretty safe to say it's gonna be Batman, Arkham Knight. So we'll see a little bit more about the story. We'll probably get a villain teaser or something, or maybe a black and white picture of Catwoman. I don't know. That's how they do. And with other games that are going to be revealed, should probably come to no surprise for most people. Dishonored 2 is being teased for the 2014 E3 conference. I guess it did well enough.
That poster, though, is apparently maybe fake. It originated on NeoGAF, and the guy who posted it said it came from an anonymous email from just some guy he's never heard of before. So that's fake, but a new Dishonored is coming. Arcane, there's two teams of Arcane, one in Austin and one in, I think, Lions.
Right.
The Austin one is apparently the one doing Prey 2, and then the Lions one is working on the new Dishonored. So,
I mean, it's
possible. It's not a surprise that they're going to do it.
It's reasonable to assume that it could happen right now in E3 2014.
Yeah, I would think that would also, and I wouldn't be surprised if that's like next year's big title for next year.
And when was the last DLC they had for Dishonored?
The the Dunwall Royals.
Yeah.
Was that the last one?
That was a little while ago.
That was yeah. It was like
I'm sure they've
early
had
last
plenty
year or
of time
something
to
like
start
that.
kind of hammering it out. Did everyone play Dishonored?
Nope.
I played Dishonored.
I played Dishonored.
Yeah,
I
I was actually thinking about.
missed
I
it.
haven't finished it, but yeah, I need to go back and finish it. Like, I really like that game. It's a good marriage between wanting to be an action game and a stealth game, and it doesn't feel like you're sacrificing. It doesn't feel like you're sacrificing one for the other. You know, it balanced it really well, and I thought like some of the abilities were kind of cool. The story was kind of hit or miss for me, but I just scratched the surface of it. So we'll see what happens as we go along.
I feel like it's kind of stolen the thunder of Thief.
I think so too. You know, but I don't know. Yeah, just because of Thieves' mixed reviews, you know, I think people are kind of like getting more stoked about Dishonored 2 because it got praised by critics all around.
Brendan, were you going to say something? there?
Yeah, I was going to say alternatively, a lot of people are comparing Thief to Dishonored when they're coming to it like trying to compare it to a recent game. A lot of people compare it to Dishonored rather than the fact that there are many previous Thief games.
Yeah, but video games are iterative. They should be compared to the thing that most recently came out.
Yeah, also, to be fair, there hasn't been a Thief game quite like this one since the turn of the century. So,
Right. Yeah, it's been a
That's
while
true.
since a
Okay,
Thief
I'll
game.
give you that one.
You win this time, Conrad. All right. Let's see what we got here next. All right. This one should be fun. March games.
March games.
All them games.
Games March.
As soon as this podcast is over, I'm probably going to be going on Steam and picking up South Park: The Stick of Truth. It's actually coming out. You can
It's actually out.
Finally.
It's actually coming out. I think the
It's
biggest
a
joke
thing.
is that it's actually coming out.
it's on Steam right now. You can
Oh
go
my
and
gosh.
pay
If,
$60
if you're
for it.
watching this show, thank you, but you should be playing South Park: Stick of Truth. Don't leave, but you should be watching South Park: Stick of Truth.
Watch the reviews all come out and just pan the game.
You think so?
Reviews will be
you think
out at
that-
midnight.
God, as long as it's funny, that's all. I don't need the gameplay to be revolutionary or even good. I just need it to be funny.
You know what? I love Obsidian. I am a backer of their Kickstarters.
We've talked about
and,
this on another podcast. Yes.
I will wait for the reviews because they do have a history of releasing games that aren't quite finished or fully
Broken
tested.
quest lines. We'll see.
So I'll wait for the reviews, but I will want to play because it is Obsidian.
Yeah, I mean, it's South Park. They've spent so much time with it. I'd be really disappointed if it wasn't at least funny enough to be worth the. Or that you don't.
Rumors are just kind of short. Anywhere, I think the average they're saying is about 9 hours for the main quest.
All right. Well, I mean, as long as it's not filler, then I think that's okay with me. What do you guys think?
I don't know.
Well,
I'm not too hyped about it, but
Really?
you know, no.
I like the gameplay. It looks fun. It looks like in like not like a throwaway RPG. It looks like they actually put some thought and some depth into it from like the gameplay trailers I have seen. And like you're saying, Randy, I mean, like as long as it's funny,
Yeah.
you know, which it will be. I mean, it's no doubt about that. I just don't want it to be broken, you know, and broken like I can't progress, broken, or really bad optimization issues for like either of the systems that is coming out.
I don't know about optimization issues on it because it's South Park.
Right.
Yeah.
I was just watching before he started. Total Biscuit put up his impressions, and he was positive about it. He showed a couple battles, and he had one where like Kenny is dressed as a princess, and he goes up and uses the charm
Princess
ability.
Kenny.
Yeah, Princess Kenny, and he pulls down the dress and flashes the guy,
Nice.
and that's the charm ability.
What do you guys think about
awesome.
the whole censorship thing in the UK? In Europe?
I like the censorship screen they put on there. That's pretty hilarious.
Yeah, I wish we had a picture of it, but it's just like, sorry, your continent sucks, or
That's
like, sorry, your
awesome.
country sucks. It's just a guy face palming.
It's like your continent sucks. We were gonna show a scene where so and so's getting anal probed.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
your continent sucks, so you get to see this screen instead.
That's awesome.
Oh man.
That's
Like
pretty
total
funny.
transparency. It's
I'm
great.
looking forward to seeing those scenes and seeing exactly why they were banned.
Oh yeah.
And, well,
I'm sure it's
they
probably
said there's
nothing.
multiple versions. It was like the German version has all the swastikas and Nazi salutes edited out, so
Right.
presumably Cartman must dress up like Hitler again. And that's all edited out of the German version. Then there's like another European country in Australia. On one console it's censored, and on another one it's not. It's weird how they filtered that out.
Well, feels good to be American right now. Freedom.
Yeah, it does.
Oh man, all that sweet violence.
I'll take all the spying on us I can get, as long as I can get uncensored South Park. I'm good. And they say do whatever you want, as long as we get South Park.
As long
Well,
as
they can do whatever they want as
video
long as
game
it doesn't
podcast.
have Muhammad on it.
Oh,
That's the only
right.
time they censor South
Oh
Park.
yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's the line.
Right.
Don't put him in a bear suit.
Yeah. Oh gosh, that was a funny episode.
So okay, we got South
Let's
Park.
see. Let's move on. Let's talk about Infamous Second Son.
Yeah.
We're not going in
Yeah.
order.
Okay.
No, let's move into
Mix it
the
up.
next one. We haven't talked about Infamous in so long. I'm kind of excited to get
They've been
into it.
running. I'm watching. I got my iPad here with TV running on it, and they've been running commercials for Titanfall and that. And they run the Titanfall commercial, and a couple spots later, there's Infamous, and Infamous just looks so good.
Oh, ever since we saw that one gameplay thing that me and Nathan were watching, it just,
Yeah.
oh my gosh, it just looks like butter.
It
runs so
really
smooth.
does. It's just the environments in particular, I think, and the supposed interactivity, and this is exactly what the next gen is for. Is
Exactly.
having these big open worlds in which there's more detail and there's more interactivity, and therefore there's more immersion. That's why we have new consoles every generation. So this is in many ways, I don't want to say it's the first killer app because there's no way you could say that, but it is one of the first truly next gen games to hit the console.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. So out on the 21st, 22nd.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
totally agree. It's like one of this is, I think, in my opinion, aside from maybe Titanfall, this is the first, actually even more so than Titanfall, because
More so
this
than Titanfall.
is a next-gen game. It's made exclusively for a system that other systems couldn't run. So, yeah, I guess it's good. That'll be a fun one.
And he has a laser sword.
I hope this is the time where Infamous is really going to start picking up and become like a popular title. I don't think it's got the credit that it's due. It's such a great series.
The first two were really, really fun.
yeah, and I don't feel like they picked up.
And I love the morality way it worked. How the hero and villain stuff worked in them, and that was just so fun.
At
And
the end, you kill your friend.
yeah,
That's sad. Spoilers.
Spoilers. Jeez.
I don't care about spoilers. If you're watching a video game podcast and you don't play video games,
they,
get out.
Sucker Punch has been a great developer since Rocket Robot on Wheels. So I have faith in this.
Yeah, looking forward to that. And when's the date on that one?
21st, 22nd. So it's like a couple days after Metal Gear.
Oh man, I'm gonna be getting ready for vacation. I'm probably not gonna be able to play.
Yeah.
All right, next up, let's see here. Let's get into. I'm gonna save the biggest two for the last. And Walking Dead Season 2, Episode 2 is probably coming out. Is anyone playing Walking Dead, or am I the minority on this one?
I played season 1. I didn't get season 2 yet.
Yeah,
Yeah,
think
I
I'm
haven't.
in the same boat.
really.
Yeah, I haven't played it just yet. I want to. I love the story. I love the
Yeah.
game. It's just the price just a little bit too high for me at the moment. But,
Right.
I want to play them all in like one sitting. I finished House of Cards season 2 in like 2 days.
You want your
so I
binge
want to do
eating.
the same thing with Walking Dead season 2.
Yeah, I kind of like that simmer time. It's so rare in video games to have that time where you just let a game just kind of settle in. You think about what happened and then come back to it like a month and a half later. The first episode is really good. I really
Sometimes
liked
it can be good and
Surprisingly.
bad. But,
It can be, yeah, it definitely can. In the case of Walking Dead, I think it works out because there's so much stuff. If you were to play the game in one long streak, it would kind of be a little heartbreaking because so much bad stuff happens. It would be kind of soul crushing to continue to play through all that stuff. But in 2-hour
So you
chunks,
can do anything in your daily life.
yeah, like it's like, why am I even going anywhere? Something bad's gonna happen anyways. So yeah, I don't
I have
mind.
to dig up a dog.
Yeah, right. Poor dog. I don't want to pet this dog. It's just gonna die.
Don't get attached to anything.
Yeah, pretty much don't get attached to anything.
Screw you guys.
Sorry, bud. It's just the way it is. And next up, Titanfall. Titanfall's coming up in about a week now. probably the biggest, most popular release that's been talked about in the last year. This is it. This is the big moment. Like Xbox One pretty much rides on this title. If this title doesn't do well, Xbox One I think is officially in serious trouble. You guys agree with
It'd be
me on
a
this?
Titanic downfall of the console.
That's beautiful.
Prepare
Wow.
for Xbox fall.
You're gonna see an Xbox fly out of one of those ships.
Oh, the mods.
Yeah, right.
The PC version. Prepare for Xbox fall.
Oh wow. But yeah, I mean, what do you guys think? Do you think there's going to be? I mean, obviously they're smart to wait and release it on Xbox 360 after the fact. Do you think it's enough of a leeway for them to enough of time frame?
Well,
for
are we talking
Xbox?
about Titanfall selling Xbox Ones?
Selling
like,
it
specifically?
Xbox Ones? I think that's the most important thing. That's what they're hoping to do. The bundle is no coincidence. They're hoping
Right.
to sell Xbox Ones because of Titanfall.
Right.
I don't see it happening.
Yeah, I mean, like I think it's gonna sell a lot of Xbox Ones, definitely. But the quality of for the graphics are so minute differences. It's just I think people are just gonna save that extra $500, and buy other games for the 360.
I don't know. I think if you don't have a high-powered PC or a PC that you play on regularly, there's enough Xbox Ones available right now. You go into any store and pick one up.
Yeah,
Um,
but those people who have who don't have they have 360s at home, and
I went to Best Buy tonight. When you walk in the store, they have a big sign right in your face. Xbox One's in stock, limited quantities, and I kind of
Yeah, just about every place right now has some sign saying we have them in stock.
But it
Yeah.
said limited quantities. I haven't
No,
seen
you know,
anywhere
it's-
where it's limited.
Yeah, well, I mean, obviously that's just selling bullshit.
Right.
I work in a restaurant and everything's limited. Like, oh,
But
hurry
what
up.
about the pricing on Titanfall? Because EA just released Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare on the Xbox One. It's a timed exclusive. And it's coming out for the 360 also. It's a multiplayer only, third-person deathmatch shooter. Kind of
Well-
like Titanfall.
Well, we
and it's
talked about-
$40.
well, we
With a
talk-
required
Uh,
subscription.
We talked about it last week. Like really the price tag. I mean, if it's a good game, it's a good game. I mean, $60 really stands up for it.
That comparison's kind of strained. That's kind of like comparing Titanfall to Call of Duty. and-
Right.
Yeah, that's kind of like saying all
multiplayer
iPhone
only
games should be
shooter,
the same price.
Well, if it's a
Call of Duty has a
but
campaign
it doesn't really
mode.
matter. There's a lot of multiplayer only games out there that are worth playing and investing time in. You know what I'm saying? So, despite it being $60 or not, it doesn't really make any sense if you're sinking several hours into it. I mean, it really comes down to you. It's like, oh, do you think your money's worth it? If you're having a good time for it, then yeah, it's worth $60. And that
Yeah.
goes for just any game if it has multiplayer and single player together or just single player.
If you value
I mean, look at-
multiplayer, I think it's preferential. I mean, if you value that kind of thing, I think you're going to get your money's worth. But
Exactly.
I mean, comparing Plants vs Zombies and Titanfall, I just don't think it's a fair comparison. The two games are so drastically different as far as their production levels.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, and look at listen. It's not. There's a ton of games out there that are single player and they just hack in multiplayer. Do you think those games are now worth $60 because he's put in multiplayer and no one's gonna buy? No, I mean it really actually it depends on like the person, and eventually the price will go down, and if you feel like it's a price that you're willing to pay for it, then go ahead and go for it.
This is honestly one of those issues. I'm surprised that there's more than just me that feels like that's too much to pay for a multiplayer game, because I've always felt that was based off of my own biases. Like, okay,
Right.
I don't play a lot of multiplayer games, so naturally I wouldn't feel $60 is, a good price. But, there's so many people out there that multiplayer is just, even like Halo and
Right.
so on that actually have good single player campaigns where multiplayer is just this focal point for them. There's I don't want to say there's a lot, because obviously there's a lot of hype too behind Titanfall, and a lot of people
Right.
are lining up to buy it. But at the same time, there's, the fact that there's more than just me complaining about $60 for a multiplayer only game is surprising.
Yeah. I understand the sentiment. It's all, I guess, how you feel about multiplayer and how you
Right.
value a dollar.
Exactly. I mean, it doesn't really make much difference to compare between like that and like having a game that just has multiplayer tacked on or anything. Because I mean, a lot of times now, I mean, people only buy Call of Duty for multiplayer. They don't even touch the single player story.
definitely
I
one
think
of
they
those
wouldn't
people.
even notice if there was no single player campaign half the time.
I'd be happy if there wasn't. I would hope that they would spend more money on the other stuff. And I wish Tomb Raider didn't have a multiplayer. It's
Right,
vice
and they
versa
spend
in
more
a lot
money
of
on,
cases.
you know, more story, you know, or beef with the graphics or something. I don't know.
Tighten up the graphics.
Tighten up the graphics.
tighten up-
Download
graphics on
more
level
CPU,
3.
man.
Yeah.
What was that? What was that, Jeremy?
Tighten up the graphics on level 3.
Yeah. What movie was that from?
That's
It
a
was
commercial.
that commercial.
Oh yeah, where they're making the phone game, like the unicorn game or something like that.
They're,
saying that
they're making a game using controllers
Yeah.
on
Okay.
a couch.
On
Two
a ca-
people.
And they're like going for some school. It's like this is what game
Oh,
this is what
yeah,
game
yeah.
testing's like.
I need you
Tighten
to
up the
tighten up
graphics on
the
level 3.
graphics on level 3 if you can do that. Thanks. Sweet. Done. Push a couple buttons. Done.
Yeah, just push a couple
Graphics
of
are a
turn it
little
off
flabby.
here or there.
How
Yeah.
exactly do you tighten up graphics?
Whoa.
Obviously
Have you
put it
have you
on
been
a
to a,
way-
I'm not
game
a
design
professional.
school?
I don't know.
Have you ever
so-
heard of Full Cell? Take it back, dude. Listen.
Jenny Craig.
All right. And finally, for March releases, there might be other stuff, but this is the ones that stick out to me. Dark Souls 2. Oh, that pain. All
Even
that
darker.
pain. Even darker than all the Souls before. Twice the Souls, I hear. That's actual going to be on the box. Twice the Souls as before.
Even more death.
Even more death.
You know, there should have been a place that gave you a pre-order bonus where if you pre-order it, they give you like a coupon that's good for a year, and you get like $5 off every new controller you need to buy.
Yeah.
Smash your controller.
Oh my god.
Controller insurance.
Seriously.
Yeah, you got the Dark Souls 2 pre-order bonus controller insurance. $5 discount
like-
every time you buy a new controller for 12 months.
I love that idea.
There's few games that teach you so much about yourself. Like, if you play that game,
Character
you learn
building
something about yourself you
experience.
didn't know going into it. Like, you feel bad for your soul. Like, gosh, I really am a glutton for punishment. Like, why?
You never knew you knew that many swear words.
Yeah, right. It's just like the fact, like, you reach that point when you put down the controller, you're like, I'm going to give up. I
didn't
still
know I
want
was
to be
into
part of this anymore.
masochism.
Yeah, and you just keep coming back. Like,
Twitch
I
plays Dark Souls 2. Do it.
I understand, like, the idea that people are just like, I
Realizing
just don't
you
want to touch
might have addictive tendencies.
them. Yeah, right?
Could probably just go a little further.
Yeah, Dark
Just
Souls.
one more
is-
death.
Yeah. Oh my god, that game is just so.
I look forward to
I look forward to
the gifts that it will be coming out.
Oh, the streams
There was
on
a
Twitch.
great
involved
Twitch
dying.
stream. There was a great Twitch stream where a guy was playing Dark Souls 1. He's playing the PC version, but he was using a 360 controller, and he smashed the controller live on the Twitch stream.
Nice.
Because he just kept getting tossed off this cliff. It's like, ah!
Oh my gosh, I'm so going to be streaming that game when it comes out. It's going to be great. I can't wait to yell at the screen. That's like one game. Like when we do streams, I always realize that like people like to hear you actually like communicating, and I usually get in my own head. But that's one game where I don't even need to think about it. I will be talking to the computer even when there's no one in the fucking room. Just,
Yeah, we're gonna have to have a volume monitor so we don't deafen people.
Yeah, I don't want to like peak all the microphones. But yeah, looking forward to that one. I'm hoping that they do a next gen version of it relatively soon.
Yeah,
I think it's
There,
coming.
there is one. It's called Playing for the PC. Oh,
But that's not coming out on
You
release.
stole
is
it from
Yeah,
me,
it is.
Lawrence.
It is?
Yeah.
On release day?
on release day, yeah,
Yeah.
Shut the front door.
yeah.
Who are you? How'd you get in here?
Your window's open.
Oh, okay. Stupid. All right, that's it for section 2. When we come back, we're going to be doing what we've been playing and taking some of your questions. Stick with us, and we'll be right back. Talked about some of the games coming out this month. We'd like to hear your opinions. You can visit our YouTube page at 1985FM Show, or you can email us directly at 1985fmshow@gmail.com. Also, you can write us on Google Hangout. Any other way you can get a hold of us, Facebook, you name it. Just send us a question.
Facebook, Twitter.
Twitters.
Probably not via phone call. That'd be
Via phone
inappropriate.
call, 1985 FM bot is down right now. He will not be accepting phone calls. But yes, please leave us a question on anything you'd like to talk about, game related or not game related. We prefer game related, but we'll take anything.
We're not thinking.
Twitch
Except
on
for
Roku
Batman.
3
No
is
more
awesome.
Batman.
No more Batman.
Jason has confirmed that Twitch on Roku 3 is awesome.
Twitch on Roku 3.
Are we streaming to Twitch?
I don't know.
We shouldn't be.
Don't you have control over
If
these
Jason,
things?
I don't know why Jason would be watching Twitch. So,
2 screens.
No, we're not streaming Twitch.
all right.
No,
Well,
what do
so
you
then
know?
how
We're
is?
streaming on Twitch and you stream somehow.
Why is he watching Twitch? Jason's not one to watch random video game footage, so I'm a little confused.
Everyone's into Twitch plays Pokemon now.
Maybe he's part of
Everyone.
the Twitch plays Pokemon.
The Twitch, like the Twitch.
How did we miss
cam
that?
horror
You skipped
phenomenon
over it.
has
Oh, okay,
actually
we'll
moved
go
on
on
to
the
the
next
PlayStation
segment.
3, PlayStation 4 streaming, where they get just a girl to play, and she doesn't really know anything about the game, but they like, oh, if there's a girl streaming, people will watch it. So I was browsing live from PlayStation today. It's like, yep, girl.
Yeah.
It's like, oh no, it's polluted the PlayStation now.
Oh yeah, we pander like a motherfucker on 1985 FM. Anytime I can get Tracy to play a game as opposed to me, so viewer numbers go up fucking tenfold.
Yeah, exactly.
We get
It's
so many
like-
more followers, it's ridiculous.
Is that why you've been trying to get me to play so much?
I want you to wear the wig. I mailed it to you and you still haven't opened it up. Either shit or get off the pot, man.
I thought there was an ulterior motive. You know,
Ulterior motive?
You just
There's
never
the motive,
respected
sir.
my feminine charms.
Jason's looking at the new South Park.
Oh.
He's watching it on Twitch.
Are we sure Dark Souls is coming out on PC?
Yes, it is.
yeah.
Same day.
The same day. Wow. I
Okay, I'm just
a couple
wondering
months ago
because
that
there's
was
no
the case.
pre-order on Steam.
Might not be on Steam right away, but yeah, there's maybe it's only in the UK.
Yeah, I don't think it's in the States.
March 11th is Dark Souls 2 Collector's Edition for Xbox 360 and PS3.
Okay.
That's US. March 14th, Dark Souls 2 Black Armor Edition. That's the UK edition, and it shows PC and the 2 consoles. So
It is coming this month, though. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I was pretty sure that was coming out on the same day. I could be mistaken.
I'm going to check a North American release date. Let me see.
I mean, it's not like I'm like starving for games in the month of March.
Yeah, no. But I'm just if I was gonna buy the game and it was coming out on PC relatively soon after the console releases, I would just wait. Otherwise,
actually, let's
yeah.
see. The PC version says May 31st on Amazon. That's Amazon. It's a placeholder date.
Yeah, it's placeholder. That's so weird.
Everything right here says new Dark Souls 2 PC release expected for the end of April. This was 21 hours
Really?
ago.
Yeah, April 25th on
say,
GameSpot.
I
that
had been
makes my
hearing a
life a lot
couple months
easier.
ago that this wasn't coming out on PC in the same day or even the same.
Yeah. That's,
Window.
Well, that saves me money.
Well,
Yeah,
wasn't
thank God.
there some problem with the first game where they locked the PC version of weird resolution and someone had to patch it or something like that?
There was something really wrong with
there's
the
a
first
lot
one.
wrong
yeah.
with
The original port is just awful.
Yeah, I heard that's what kind of turned me off about getting Dark Souls games from PC in general.
But
Well,
there's actually
I mean,
a
now
lot
I'm
of
sure
mods
it's,
now that you can actually run it in 1080p and do all that sort of junk.
Yeah, there's a lot of mods to fix the game, but it just one of the biggest problems besides performance wise, it was just the controls for the. I mean, most people wouldn't play with a mouse and keyboard, but they were just so broken. You couldn't remap any of the keys. So you'll be like, why do I need to press H in order to do strong attack and then press escape in order to light attack? It wasn't like that exactly, but it was just really oddly mapped as far as controls go for the keyboard and mouse.
Yeah, keyboard and mouse.
You don't
Dark
play
Souls.
that game with a keyboard and
Yeah.
mouse.
Well,
You
I know,
just
but
don't.
it doesn't excuse the fact that they didn't even go through it a second time to see like, hey, is this working?
I'm just gonna wait a little bit longer to see if we can get a question pool kind of built up.
Got it.
That's the only thing. I mean, without Google Hangout, we lose that pool of people that we usually.
I think it's still on Google Hangout, but it's through 1985 Google Hangout.
Oh, really? You can
area.
see it through Google Hangout?
But I don't know where that Google
YouTube is owned by.
Well, I'm not sure if YouTube like streams to Google Hangout.
It streams to Google Hangout.
Oh,
too.
does it?
If it's on your,
I don't see it on my Google Hangout feed.
or are you on yours, or
I
are you
don't
on
think
1985?
so.
Not the 1985 FM feed.
Really? I'll have to see it. I'm not friends with you for that one.
Why aren't you friends with me, man? What are you trying to say?
I mean, we can talk about this afterwards, man.
No. We started this here. We're gonna end it here.
Let me see if I can find it. 1985. Yeah, I see it here.
Nice.
Oh, just 20 days ago.
Oh yeah. No. Wait, have we been doing this podcast day for 20 days?
Yeah,
What the fuck, dude?
2 months ago. Yeah, it's weird.
20 days of my life gone.
You might need a. Oh no, I see it. I see the YouTube links at least.
Oh, the YouTube link there.
Yeah, but not the post links. We might need to adjust that when we afterwards and make sure it's posting directly to Google Plus.
Yeah, because I just like having that body of people be able to.
Definitely. But if
Help us
everyone's like and subscribe to the
Yeah, there's a lot of people actually liking the new link. The
Excellent.
new. That's what we want. We need more people, not correlating us with my personal email. I am not 1985 FM.
Yeah, I told
I'm
you, like
just
for
a small
like
arm
a
of it.
solid month, I was like, "Hey, we gotta change it to 1985."
Yeah, but like you don't tell me until like before 5 minutes we start the show, and you know, like I mean, just today you see how I operate. It's fucking like juggling plates.
God, the most crowning achievement I ever done today was updating my iPod. Like, it's so weird. It's just a small thing, but like I'm always forget to do it. So like I'm just listening to the same soundtrack
Yeah,
every single day.
it's too much work to update your.
It is too much work, especially if iTunes being a piece of shit. You know,
Yeah.
and you have to like the way you have to synchronize. And you can't
Yeah.
really drag and drop the artists or songs or anything.
You
directly
delete
through-
all your apps.
Yeah,
it's
you have to
great.
like.
I feel like an old person talking about iTunes is too complicated.
No, iTunes is terrible. Like,
No,
I wish I
fair
didn't have to
enough.
use it.
That makes me feel better.
yeah, iTunes.
What was I gonna say?
I do everything I can to avoid it. I think they know how bad it is, so you can just buy the songs on iTunes through your phone.
Yeah, I mean that is the most intuitive part about it. Is that if I have my phone, I can just buy a song and just be done with it,
Yeah,
and I never have to actually use the
it
desktop
stops people
version.
from pirating music because, like, oh, God,
I'll pay $1.29
I have
for
to
a song.
update iTunes. Like, Jesus.
That's how I feel about Steam, though. Like, fuck, are you kidding? Another goddamn update? Like every 5 minutes, it's like, hey, we need to update.
I'm part of. If you put in like, if you check opt in for the beta, it's
Uh-huh.
like every 6 hours.
Oh my
every
gosh.
every time you turn on
You're-
Steam, it's like, hey, you need an update. You need an update, buddy.
Oh, I have to talk about hi. Am I allowed to talk about the
Sure.
new MMO?
Probably.
Which MMO?
Yes.
It's also not a Batman one.
Oh, I don't think so yet.
No, not yet.
I don't think so yet. I would be safe about it.
And I'm not sure if I'm able. There's not really much to talk about with the.
Did you play it already?
Yeah.
Or you still downloaded it on the computer?
Yeah.
That's why your computer is so. it's full of.
It's
It's full.
it's full of
Bitcoins.
No, it's
Bitcoin
full.
mining.
Someone's putting a bunch of straw baskets in one room. It's slowing down my whole computer. The whole world's filled with straw baskets, and my computer's having trouble rendering them all. And then I downloaded the. I'm in the beta for the new Xbox One dashboard update, which isn't much of an update.
Oh.
I don't think I'm supposed to talk
Did you
about it.
make the whole video about it?
No, I'm not going to talk about it. What's there to talk about? It's all semantics. It's not very entertaining discussion. And so now you can chat with your friends. There was a broadcast feature though now. They have on the friends thing where it shows how many friends are online
Yeah.
and shows how many friends are broadcasting.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
So now, obviously, you can broadcast from the system.
Yeah.
So that's a big deal.
Yeah, I mean,
people
I don't have
that
any problem.
broadcast
I have no problem with like updating clients for like dashboards or anything. I mean,
I
like,
think there's a certain degree. I mean, I don't mind updating, but when it becomes like every day that I have to update,
At least
I
it's
think-
stable.
Yeah, I
It's
guess
more and more
so.
stable.
I just like sometimes I was like, didn't I deal with you?
With with Steam, it's like I mean,
I'm impatient.
they always. I mean, since if you're part of the beta program, there's always adding new features and anything, and it's like, oh, cool, a new present, and
Do you consider an update a present?
I do.
You are the epitome of an optimist.
Well, when that present is like streaming, from your computer to your laptop, or
If the present that they're streaming is more CPU power, then yeah, I'll download it. Download more RAM. I'm all about it.
oh man, what? Probably pretty soon, we're gonna get some closer like Mantle-like APIs for DirectX and
You lost me.
and OpenGL. Did you hear about that?
Nathan will understand.
Nathan?
Like
Like Microsoft was just like, oh, we finally figured out how to do closer to Metal APIs.
Oh, okay. I
Wait
remember
a
this.
second.
Okay,
how
yeah.
how
We
am I
talked
not hearing
this.
about this?
Wait a minute, but didn't NVIDIA have this like locked down, or wasn't it AMD had this locked down?
Well, this
Mantle?
is a separate thing. They're talking about
yeah,
turning DirectX
They're turning
into
to-
something similar to Mantle.
Oh,
if they do
okay.
that, I will upgrade to Windows 8.2
One.
or 1.
Fuck all hell, no,
8.1.
really?
I would
Two.
if it because they're gonna.
Are the
require it.
conflicts worth it?
Huh?
Are the conflicts even worth it?
With
If they-
conflicts. Well, I mean, DirectX is already the status norm. I mean,
Well, I mean for general like applications.
I mean, there's not too much. I mean, the biggest conflict is me understanding their stupid hierarchy system
Right.
for like finding things, but
Yeah.
I don't know, just a couple mods and I'll be good to go.
Whoa.
Or maybe find a mod just to run DirectX.
Listen, Anonymous,
whatever it
I don't
is.
know what kind of deep web you're into, but I don't understand.
Well,
what you're
speaking of
talking
this, all the the graphics cards and Mantle and everything. Did you see? I think GameSpot posted the tweets from Phil Spencer today saying that they were working with real-time ray tracing, and people were like, "Oh, that means real-time ray tracing is coming to the Xbox One." A 770 can't do that. Nvidia's doing it on their Kepler GPUs.
Yeah.
they're claiming they can do it over the cloud.
Yeah, well, the Kepler
it's real-
GPU.
It's real time as long as you wait, 60 milliseconds.
Well,
All right.
the Kepler GPU is like that makes the PS4 and the Xbox look like 8-bit consoles in comparison. It's a huge difference.
Is it okay? Yeah, but I mean, you could almost say that about AMD's own GPUs as well.
Yeah, well, they're high-end GPUs too. Yeah, it's like they're doing real-time ray tracing on theirs. You're not going to see that on these consoles. It's not going to happen.
Yeah, not for
Right. I mean, but it is. I mean, it's not. Who's saying it's going to be in hardware though?
I don't know. Phil Spencer was just saying, "Oh, we're working on it. We've been
like
experimenting on it."
Like I said, he's talking about the cloud, but I mean, this is one of those things. Like I get into arguments with people, and there was this staunch Microsoft defender. He actually works for Microsoft, and he's like, "Well, cloud has never claimed to enhance graphics. It was only there to help AI and physics, and that just means there's more processing power for graphics." And I'm like, no, there's tons of quotes out there. There's people, yeah, they're high up Microsoft folks basically saying outright, the cloud is going to enhance lighting and so on, and it's
infinite
power
power of the
unrealistic.
cloud.
The power of the cloud. Power of the cloud will compel you.
Well done.
All right, ready to get going?
Almost. Give me just a couple minutes here.
Cool.
Randy's just finishing up.
I'm taking a poop. Give me 1 second. I have the mic.
Almost
inside
reached the
there.
finish line, folks. Hang on.
Almost.
Gonna need more lotion.
Yeah. Whoa. That's one hell of a poop.
Who does number 2 work for?
Is that if that's a poop joke? That's great.
It was Austin Powers.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Oh,
but
okay, I don't remember that.
He's in the toilet stall next to Tom Arnold. And he's like, "Who does number 2 work for?" And Tom Arnold's like, "You show him, boy. Tell that shit who's boss."
Oh, that's awesome. I don't remember that. Oh my gosh. Those movies are so hit or miss. Like some of it's just like too lowbrow, but then every once in a while there's like a fucking nugget of gold in there.
Just being a big fan of the classic James Bonds, I'm able to get into it pretty easily.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
This thermos is my best friend.
You love that fucking thermos.
I do, man. It's kept my coffee warm for 4 hours.
Wow. I hear that's what thermoses do.
I know, but I mean, I was so surprised.
I mean, like, this is your first thermos?
Well, we've never used this thermos.
You know,
we
it
didn't
keeps
have-
pee warm too.
Really? I have to test that out.
What do
Well,
you
we,
say
you know,
to that?
we were talking about Batman, and you see Zack Snyder came out today and admitted the reason why he made Watchmen is because he didn't want Terry Gilliam to fuck it up.
Oh, really?
Well, Terry Gilliam's
yeah.
ending was going to be his ending to Watchmen was that Ozymandias convinces Dr. Manhattan that he's like the problem of everything. So Dr. Manhattan travels back in time and prevents himself from ever becoming Dr. Manhattan. And then the characters in Watchmen just become the comic book characters. And at the end of the movie, there's the people reading the comics in Times Square, and they have Night Owl, Rorschach, and what's her name standing there, and they're just like cosplaying. And that was
Stupid.
the ending to his Watchmen. So Zack
makes
Snyder's like,
no
yeah, I
sense.
made it so that would not happen.
To stop that from happening?
That makes
Yeah.
zero sense.
It was incredibly stupid.
Do you guys like the? I mean, I know it's like such an old, discussion, but how do you feel about the new or the different ending? Do you like it much better or worse, or just about the same, just different?
It's the same ending. It's just the circumstances of it happening is different.
Yeah.
Right.
The players are a little bit different, but it's exactly the same ending. It proves the same point. It
Yep.
makes the same point. So, I mean,
I'm fine with it. I love the Ultimate Cut.
Yeah.
I think the Ultimate Cut's a perfect Watchmen movie.
Yeah.
People
Yeah.
complain it's too faithful to the book. But it's like, but that's what it's supposed to be. And Zack Snyder today made a point where it's like if that movie came out today after Avengers, after all these superhero movies, it may have been accepted a little bit more because it's supposed to be a satire on
Yeah,
those type of
exactly.
movies.
I like how movies like that and 300 are used as ammunition against Zack Snyder just because he's not able to actually direct because he ripped these scenes directly off of the comic book and therefore he's not actually capable of making a good movie.
That's why it's so good. It looks exactly like
that's
the
what we
comic.
wanted. That's what people wanted. They just wanted to see a visual representation of that movie. They didn't want to see someone's interpretation of it. It was good the way it was. Not to say it translated anywhere near as well as the book did, but it was what you wanted.
It was pretty damn close, actually.
Give me 1 second. We're gonna kind of jam through the last section. We do have a couple questions. We'll read them at the very end of the show, but be right back.
I need to take a smoke. Did you see my phone? Oh, here it is.
Oh, PS4 sells 6 million systems.
Whoa.
Let me look that up. Megaton. Yep, PS4 surpasses 6 million units sold.
Jeez.
As of March 2nd, that includes 370,000 units sold in Japan.
Good
Boom!
God. That is. What is that?
Oh, like Famitsu's site crashed. Hold on, let me load up GameSpark. It's only in Japanese right now. It's announced in Japan. Yep, 6 million. Ooh. Yep, it's 6 million.
So that's mostly from Japanese sales, then.
So they had 5.3 million sold. Yeah, and then the Japan put them over 6 million, and they were hoping to get 5 million by May or something like that.
Oh,
No,
so they actually missed that target. They went too far.
Yeah.
That's just like golf, If you hit the ball too hard and it doesn't hit the hole, then you still miss. $6 million.
It doesn't have like a too low of a ceiling. Yeah.
Oh, I need that.
Oh, sorry.
Randy, you got your headphones on?
If for some reason
No, he doesn't.
that is what
Here's the official
Battery's
press
low.
release. Sony
What's that?
Japan.
Saying now battery is low.
Yeah, it'll probably has like a good maybe 20 in it. So if it cuts down, let's use the webcam on.
Randy, you hear us?
Yeah.
Okay, you ready?
Yeah, I hear ya.
Sony just made an announcement in Japan.
What's that?
Sony Computer Entertainment in Japan has announced that the PS4 has surpassed 6 million units sold worldwide
Oh, nice.
after the Japanese launch.
Jesus.
So how
As
much
of March 2nd,
Oh my gosh, so how much does that account for in Japan then?
370,000.
All right, very nice. All right, well I guess we know what we're starting up with. Oh yeah, Mr. Codeman93 says PS4 says 6 million. Source NeoGAF.
I have the Japanese press release right in front of me, so you
Beautiful.
might have Google Translate it if you want to read.
All right, well let's start.
Want to start with that or?
Yeah, let's start with that since
Okay.
it's the breaking news.
All right.
All right, and we are back. Before we get into what we already had planned, news just broken. We'd like to talk about it. Jeremy, why don't you, since you found the news, why don't you discuss
Yeah,
it?
this is a press release on Sony Computer Entertainment Japan's Japanese website because it primarily has to do with the Japanese PS4 launch. As of March 2nd, they have surpassed 6 million units sold worldwide. That means they're at 5.3 million units prior to the Japanese launch, and it says they sold 370,000 units in Japan. So that's pushed them over the
Yeah.
6 million unit mark.
Very
It's
nice.
about 3.5 months.
Yeah, I mean that's staggering.
worldwide.
That's
It really
amazing.
is.
I mean, that's a product of just how well that system has been received. How would you sell that many units otherwise?
I mean,
Just the demand
honestly,
for it too. It's
The
like-
demand, I mean, the length of the last console cycle. Whoa.
Sorry about that. Trying to mute it. There you go. Sorry about that.
Download more processor, man, I'm telling you.
yeah.
That's awesome. That's great news for Sony. Congratulations, guys. Fucking can't keep that thing on the shelves.
I tell you what, it's breaking some major records right now.
Yeah, they deserve it. It's a strong system.
I think someone's drinking a really hard,
Kool-Aid.
bottle of whiskey at EA right now.
Oh,
Oh.
shit. Oh, yeah. Could you imagine had that deal not happened, how nice of a situation they'd be in right now?
Yeah, it's like, oh man, we could have been on a system with 6 million units sold. Now we're on one with
Yeah.
half that.
Respawn would have appreciated that. Regardless, good luck, Respawn. So yeah, let's go into what we had plans. One topic we forgot before we moved on to the second break This one's kind of funny. Lawrence, you want to talk about it? Twitch and the Pokemans.
Yeah. So I don't. It's an anonymous coder, but he created a program where people on Twitch input commands like A, B, up, down, left, right, start, and select, or whatever. I don't think select is in there, but start. And it's a group of 100,000 people inputting commands, playing one copy of Pokemon Red for the GBA.
And they're all in unison, right? Everyone's on the same page
Everyone's on
throughout the entire thing.
Yeah, not really. But it's crazy just seeing like that kind of social experiment on like for a video game. Like, I mean, we've seen like a huge number of viewers for like like these competitive sports like League of Legends and Dota. But actually, Twitch Plays Pokemon actually surpassed that by quite a bit, by about like 30,000 or so. As far as concurrent viewers, it's been way more successful than both those games combined.
That's crazy.
What do you guys think about the whole the little inside jokes with all the Pokemon Twitch Plays Pokemon?
Well, a religion formed around it.
The religion, yes.
Yeah.
All hail Helix Fossil.
All hail Helix
Helix.
Fossil. Oh man. So
what's the story behind that? You got clue me in on this.
well, I mean, there's
I mean,
nobody-
they have so much faith in the Helix fossil, clearly, because they kept pulling it up.
yeah, the inputs kept going to start and clicking on Helix Fossil, and Professor Oak saying you can't use this, but it's been providing them good luck. So I mean, like, hell, what was their final team at the end of the game? It was
There's Lapras. There's was it Rattata?
Bird Jesus, Battery Jesus, ATV.
What Pokemon are these?
That's great.
It's Pidgeot. Was it Pidgeot?
Pidgeot.
Pidgeot, yeah.
There was Pidgeot, Zapdos, Nidoqueen,
Nidoking.
Nidoking, sorry. There was Venomoth.
Mm-hmm. And it was
Um,
Venomoth actually beat Lance, one of the final Elite Four, one of his dragons,
No.
which is just
Yeah.
obscene for for Pokemon. Oh,
and I'm
man.
lost on the last two. Can't remember the
How-
other ones. Oh, there was the Helix Fossil turns into
Onomite.
Omnite. Yes.
yeah.
All right.
But it was just crazy how so many people were able. I mean, like with like 100,000 people inputting commands at once, you
But
would
they can manage to get anything done.
you would imagine they wouldn't get anything done. And they actually implemented a system called Anarchy and Democracy. And Anarchy, what it is just like how it was usually originally, where it's everyone just inputting commands. And Democracy is whoever votes on like the most, like whoever's the most voted command, which would be like A, B, left, right, start. That gets inputted. It's a slower system, but it made things a little more organized. And there's a whole cult around like which one should it be, Anarchy or Democracy? So it's like, what was it? Bird Jesus symbolizes anarchy, and then the false prophet Flareon symbolizes democracy. It's crazy.
Oh boy. Did they keep Flareon the entire time?
Well, they
No.
released Flareon. I mean, they released a lot of Pokemon. They released their starter, Charmeleon. And it's so heartbreaking because a lot of these people are just, it's almost like they grew up with these Pokemon. So like just to see like the chat just like turn against them by like releasing it, and it's like, it's almost like not even their fault, because the commands are so delayed. And it's like, oh, press B, B, B. Oh, okay.
They actually did a buffer on the commands where it's like you do left 3 or up 3 or whatever.
That was
And
in
that would be-
democracy mode.
Yeah, democracy mode.
If it's
So,
not
right.
in democracy, then you can't input those.
Yeah. And they can vote for democracy or anarchy.
Yes.
That's awesome.
And they got a lot done with Anarchy, though. I mean, that's how they beat the Elite Four. That's how they caught Zapdos.
Most of it was done in Anarchy.
Yeah. Most of it was done in Anarchy. And,
I know that when they started the next one, which was Crystal,
Crystal, yeah.
it started off on Democracy primarily. So I don't know how long that's going to last. But
And that's just and that game
When they
is
had,
much longer than Pokemon Red or Blue. I mean, it's got not only like the Johto badges or gym leaders. They also get to go back to Kanto and beat all 8 of those gym leaders as well. And you have to beat Red, the original protagonist of the last game. There's so much content. That thing's gonna be going for weeks, and they completed it in 2 weeks, right? Does anyone know the exact
I believe
number
it
of
was
hours?
16 days.
Was it
yeah,
maybe-
something like 16 days sounds right, or almost
Yeah.
17 days.
Yeah, 16 days, like about like 8 hours. But it's unreal. And it spawned a whole new genre of like Twitch gaming, where it's like a lot of other people have been using this guy's code, and they gave out openly to run their own, Twitch plays games. So what was one of the ones that they did?
One of
recently?
them was the original Legend of Zelda.
Oh God.
They actually disabled. They did that one weird though, because they disabled the item select screen because the guy claimed it took too long for the screen to show up and wasted too much time. So instead, he said that periodically he would switch out items himself as needed. So it's
It takes all the fun out of it, though.
it's kind of cheating.
Yeah, it is kind of cheating.
Yeah.
Well, another thing I liked was the chill chat room for Pokemon for Twitch Plays Pokemon, which was Twitch Plays Pokemon plays Tetris. And they
How'd that
took
work?
all the commands from Twitch Plays Pokemon, the up, down, left, right, BAs, start, select, and they just inputted those into a modified version of Tetris, where up would actually make the Tetronimo go up.
Mm-hmm.
So
Oh, that's so
it's funny,
crazy.
and it's you don't have to worry about stressing over ledges.
Now, not to get too philosophical, but I'm probably not the only one that saw, when they finally beat it, the parallels between Twitch Plays Pokemon and humanity.
Or how about the parallels between Twitch Plays Pokemon and the Truman Show?
Well, I want to hear this humanity allegory here.
Yeah, let me hear about that.
Continue on, Nathan.
I mean, just mankind in general fumbling around in many random directions, all going in their own individual paths, and somehow eventually landing on computer technology, somehow eventually rocket science, and the medical field that exists today. It's all kind of profound stuff when you get deep into it. I'm sure I'm making it sound really profound right now. But,
We could go deeper if we needed to, relating it to.
well, I have to contact Leonardo DiCaprio for that, but unfortunately, I don't have him handy. But yeah, I mean, it's the monkeys in the the writer's room type thing.
Right. God.
All right.
I'm surprised. I'm hearing people all over school like talk about this, and just like people who clearly don't play games, just like, have you seen this? Like, Twitch Plays Pokemon, and it's putting Twitch on the map, and it's also putting like super stress on their servers. And
That's
now
one
I
of
kinda-
the really cool things about the internet too. I'm sorry, go on, Brandon.
go on.
I was gonna say I wanted to make Twitch writes a novel now, where you just open up a word folder,
That's great.
and every time the program notices a real word, it gets added to the book folder.
Right.
Yes.
That is genius.
Oh man.
Oh man, that's so
Only
good.
I knew enough coding.
So if anyone does coding in their spare time, or is like a computer science like engineer, please contact 1985fm.com so we can set up that Twitch writes the novel.
Twitch writes the next great American novel. That's awesome.
Oh man, that's amazing.
And it's still better than the what is it, the New Moon series or whatever.
Twilight.
Yeah,
Twilight. Thank you.
Okay, how about this? Twitch writes the next Game of Thrones novel.
It'll be done before George R.R. Martin.
Yeah, I know.
Exactly what I was gonna say.
Very nice.
Ooh, man.
Sometimes you throw it out there and someone just hits a home run. It's beautiful.
Not really.
Lawrence, you want to carry us into the next segment of what we've been playing?
Yeah. So the latest game I've been playing, I don't have any footage of it right now, but is Guns 2, the second duel.
Is that
have
Guns
you guys ever
with a
played
Z?
this game? With guns. It's
Oh, that's
not,
with the Z.
not guns. Not guns. Guns.
Oh, okay. All right.
2 with the second duel. Have you
That-
guys played it, or heard of any of the Guns games?
I've heard of it. That was the free one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I do have it. I just haven't played it yet.
Yeah.
I
so-
watched you playing it and complaining about the servers, but that's about it.
Yeah, right now it's in beta, so it's a multiplayer only, free to play game, and what it is, it's a third person like action game where you have swords and obviously guns. And you try to there's different modes, deathmatch, capture a flag, and so on and so forth. But it's crazy. It's like a cross between throw in any anime with the Matrix, because there's all this wall running nonsense going on, and it's a ton of fun. I definitely recommend playing it now. I was kind of conflicted to recommend it to anyone when it first released, because it had major server issues, where you couldn't even just get past the title screen because the servers are full, because they didn't anticipate so many people wanting to play it. So they had servers that would fill like that for like 4,000 people, but 40,000 people were trying to play at the same time. So you had to constantly refresh the client in order to get in.
That's awesome.
It was insane. It's that developer. They have lightning in a bottle, I feel like, but they just don't understand it. They don't know what they're really how much.
They don't know how to capitalize on it.
Yeah, they don't know how to capitalize on it. Really, they have oh, I thought that if we have 5,000 people playing, we're successful. It's like no. Buy more servers now. So people can play your game, because people are going to lose interest, because they can't get in. But it's still in beta. If you guys ever get a chance, check it out. It's on Steam for free. Anything else you guys been playing?
I've been playing Diablo 3 because they patched the expansion patch in last week, which is basically all the expansion files are there. I mean, you can actually go and look and drool over the Crusader, but you can't create one until the expansion comes out on the 25th. But what it did is it completely redid the loot system. So it's crack. It's it's awesome now. It's like legendaries are dropping all over the place, even in normal mode.
Oh,
And-
jeez.
And some of the legendaries are awesome. I saw a picture, and I didn't know if it was real, but someone told me it was real. There was this high-level legendary that dropped. It's like it was a two-handed polearm. It's called the bovine something, and it had a secondary ability where a chance on hit summons a horde of ravenous cows.
What?
Yes,
That's beautiful.
it's awesome, and it's just so. I mean, it's so fun now because combat feels a little better because they redid some of the abilities and everything. Mm-hmm. And I started a barbarian and started Act 1 going all the way through. I'm up to Act 3 already. And he has almost full legendaries on just normal mode.
You don't think those drops are a bit apologetic?
I think it's kind of like what people wanted Diablo to be, because you would get a lot of junk drops before. In the original Diablo 3, you would get all this white stuff that's worthless, just clogs up your bag. And it was a lot of junk, and it was like, whatever. And now it's actually, you're getting loot that you're like, oh, what is this? I want to see what this is. So it kind of feels more like what Diablo 3 should have been at launch. So it's a huge improvement. And if you have Diablo 3 and you gave up on it, reinstall it and patch up. You might like it now.
Nice. I wonder if the player base has significantly increased since the update.
I've seen people on my friends list who haven't played in a year who have been playing it in the last couple days. So
Yeah, really nice. I wish it was like that from the start, but I'm glad they at least patched it up.
the expansion looks really good. I mean, it has everything from the expansion there. So it has a Crusader and it has an adventure mode, which you can't play yet until the expansion comes out. and that's going to be kind of like a daily quest thing where you go there and there'll be something to do, and it'll reuse the map assets from the main game, but it'll be randomized every day. So you can just go click that and go do a adventure that's separate from the main story mode.
Very nice. Anything else that you guys been playing?
I've been trying out the a game I don't think we've talked about, the Mighty Quest for Epic Loot.
Oh, how is that?
It's fun. It's a kind of a top-down third-person, I guess a turn-based type of dungeon explorer, and it's a lot of fun to play. Just go around, fight or take down people's castles, defend your own.
Mm-hmm.
It's online. It's got a pretty easy tutorial. It's fun, and it could expand into something bigger, I think.
Is this officially released, or is it in beta still?
I believe it's still in beta on Steam.
It's
Still
it's
in beta?
it's a beta.
Yeah.
I haven't
But
seen
it's-
a new game that's been released that hasn't been in beta in the longest time.
It's very solid as a beta right now.
Oh yeah, I mean, like, and it's kind of like, see that term beta being thrown around so often now. I mean, like Titanfall beta, that game is pretty much finished. I mean, like, there was nothing that really stuck out to me that is like, oh, this is like a graphical glitch that just keeps on happening or anything. I mean, the biggest thing for me was the fact that the pawns or whatever, or the creeps I like to call them, the grunts, just look too much like the main player, the actual players online. But I mean, besides that, it was
The term beta now casts such a wide umbrella.
yeah.
Like, it means so many things. What we saw with Titanfall specifically, I think, was more of like a balancing test with
Right.
the multiplayer. Then you have stress tests. You have actual, like, true betas where they're testing functionality, seeing what players want. I mean, a beta is just it's become so many things now. It's a way to get funds for your game before it releases.
Mm-hmm.
It's too hard to pinpoint exactly what a beta is now. And I think it's for the
these
worst.
these days beta is just playable demo.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's what I
It's
I
the
feel
demo now.
like. I mean, especially with Titanfall, it was really just a playable demo. But like Guns 2, that is a beta. Like, it's so clearly beta that like you just can't even get in a game. But I like to talk about this topic another time. We're running low on time right now. But you think just how do you guys feel about like these betas just coming out, and not even like being transparent about what the future entails for that game, because they're not all these betas are free. They're full price, like not like $60 sometimes,
Right.
50, or like Planetary Annihilation. Is that still in beta? I mean, like, and that has a ton. You have to sink a ton of money.
I
to
think,
get into it.
yeah.
Well, I think you're also making a point between the betas and the early access ones, which I'm not entirely sure if they're the same thing. In my opinion, they're not.
They're still. I mean, it's another dress on the same thing. It's still a beta.
Yeah.
It's just they're called something else. Steam kind of trying to separate themselves and make beta sound prettier than it is.
Right.
But as long as you regulate your expectations. I mean, I think a lot of people go into this expecting to have the game, and if they're just getting early access to the game, when a lot of these betas, early access, whatever you want to call them, are extremely limited in what the actual release will have if they end up releasing.
I don't really like the idea of paying for a beta. I like the idea.
I don't like the idea of playing a game before it's released.
Well, yeah, that, but I think it's that should be held for people who are more like the enthusiasts of gaming or really interested in that game. And I don't think they should pay for it. I think it should be something that like Blizzard does, and they you get it's a closed beta and they send out emails, to select few people.
Well, yeah, but that's big. When you have like a big developer like that who isn't hurting for funds, I guess it makes sense. But like taking for example, like what's his face from Hypersloth, who we did the interview with about Dream. Like, had they not done that beta, the early access, that game wouldn't exist right now.
Right, that's
true.
true.
They needed those funds coming in to continue working on the game.
Yeah, you see that definitely a lot more with indie games nowadays. That's what I'm saying. Like I haven't seen a new game pop up on Steam that wasn't in beta. You know.
Yeah.
And in the people who purchase that game, they have no idea when it's going to be out of beta. And like by the time it's out, like let's say like DayZ for instance, you think people are like they said it's probably not going to be released until 2015. Or is
Right.
fan base still going to be there? Is this still are you still going to be interested? Because I mean, there's a ton of people playing it right now, and I think they may get.
It doesn't matter, even if it doesn't. I mean, they've done enough to facilitate keeping people interested right now, and they've made their.
Well,
I mean, they've
they
made their
made,
money.
exactly. They made their money, so what's the incentive to complete it?
Oh, well, I think it's hopes of branching out to a wider market who hears about all the hype and aren't savvy enough to get involved in a beta or concerned enough to get into a beta. They get the retail disc, and then there's that whole group of people who play, and maybe there's some people who stuck around from the very beginning who can kind of, mentor those
Right.
people into like getting used to it. I mean, it's different groups.
Definitely.
I don't know. The beta thing is, it's a tough one to watch because you have to look at it from both perspectives. The perspective of, like the people who are kind of ruining a game for themselves by
Yeah.
not playing the full experience and maybe expecting something they shouldn't. And then there's also the point of view of people who can't release games otherwise. I mean, so many games have come out because of Kickstarter, because of beta programs where you have to actually pay that wouldn't even exist. Like FTL wouldn't exist
just-
if it wasn't for Kickstarter.
And there's so many more people playing those beta games and playing the games that are actually released and complete. There's too many.
And
good
there's
games.
beta games that people really enjoy. I mean, not all of them are bad experiences. Take
Right.
Rust. People love Rust.
Right.
And that game's not finished. Then people are still having a great time with it, as chaotic as it is.
Mhm.
But yeah. Anyone else have anything they want to add to that? I mean,
Any other games you guys been playing?
I just playing the same games I've been playing before, so nothing new to
Dota.
talk about.
I did start playing Rayman Legends tonight on the PS4. I never played it
that's
on the
a nice
Wii.
game.
I love it. I mean, I played through, I think, the first world before we started tonight, and
Yeah.
I'm gonna get back in that. It's gorgeous in 1080. It looks
I
great.
fell in love with that game when we did the musical section, the first musical sections.
Yeah, it's great,
so
and
good.
I love that they did include some levels from Origins in that
Oh,
remastered
yeah.
in HD too. So
Don't-
yeah,
don't
it's,
they have
it's really
everything
great.
in
Pretty
that
much two
one?
games for the price of one.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
they have pretty much every level, don't they?
It's like 40 of them. It's like all but one world or something like that.
Oh, nice. Yeah,
And
that
then-
game was so jam packed.
It's in like on next gen systems, it's only $40, so that's a pretty good deal.
Yeah, really good deal. I've been playing stuff, but I don't think we're allowed to talk about them yet. MMOs are fun.
No, if you're okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, let's
Yeah.
not go there today.
yeah. No,
probably.
we're
I
not
think next
talking.
week.
We're not talking about the one you've been playing.
Elder Scrolls.
Whoa! Oh, you've been playing. Wait, you've been playing Elder Scrolls?
The NDA dropped. You can say
Oh, the
whatever you
NDA
want.
dropped?
They dropped.
Oh, let's talk about Elder
NDA,
Scrolls.
a while ago.
All right, Elder Scrolls. Are you're positive?
Yes, the NDA
Oh
dropped.
yeah, that Wicked dropped. It was in the
Quick
invite.
dropped.
Wicked dropped.
Like
that's like
Skrillex
different than
was
dropped.
jealous that it dropped so hard.
Oh wow. Well, in that case, not impressed.
Yo, no,
Oh.
no,
Yeah,
not
it's-
at all.
I mean, visually, it's they make a fair attempt at making it look like an Elder Scrolls game, but it's just very limited.
Okay.
I didn't play it that much, so I'm not the best opinion.
Here's the deal with that. If you want to play an MMO, okay, and you don't mind paying the $15 a month, which obviously you don't if you want to play Elder Scrolls Online, go play Final Fantasy 14 or WoW. Don't play Elder Scrolls Online.
I think there's a lot of people who are gonna play it just because they like Elder Scrolls, and I mean, if you were a new player, like imagine like me and you hadn't played an MMO before,
Yeah.
and we went into it, so we'd probably be fairly happy with our experience. But if you've played other MMOs and have certain expectations, it's probably not the best game to pay $15 a month for.
Yeah.
I think that's maybe the fair way to put it. But yeah, it's coming out, and I think hopefully this is the last of the pay MMOs.
WildStar is going to be paid, but that's still in beta and under NDA. But most of the impressions that leaked out have been really positive on it. They're doing some fun things with that in terms of like platforming and stuff.
I did like the
WildStar-
character trailers when those came out.
I really like those too.
Yeah, they're apparently doing some good things with WildStar. No, there'll still be paid MMOs out there. It just the problem is don't try to copy WoW. I mean, Square did sort of that when they redid Final Fantasy 14, but it's different enough that it can survive on its own and on its license, on its Final Fantasy fan base. Don't try to copy WoW, and you'll get people to play it. But if you just do a WoW clone with a license like Elder Scrolls, people are going to go play with WoW or Final Fantasy, something that's actually good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fair enough. Sure, I think of what else was there to play this week. Looking forward to playing South Park this week. Probably gonna mess around with that either tonight or tomorrow.
Yeah.
Reviews just came out because it's midnight, and
Is it
most
really?
reviews are actually saying around 14 hours.
About 14 hours.
Ooh,
and
nice.
what's the like general consensus around like grades? It in like the higher numbers, mid tier.
One site gave it a 9. Amazing.
What site's that?
IGN.
Oh, IGN gave it a 9.
Yeah, let's see. All the reviews should be up. So let's see. Let's do a little roundup review. Okay. South Park Kotaku review.
Mm-hmm.
Should I play this game? Not yet. They don't give it a score. They say technical issues and glitches make a great game impossible to recommend right now. Hopefully that will change. It's one of the funniest games I've ever played. Combat's insane and fun. Exploring the world. South Park never gets old. Canada. Bugs, a little too much fan service. Too many scenes and subplots are copied verbatim from the show. But so they are saying it's glitchy, Kotaku.
Okay. They played on the PC build, I take it?
Let's see what one they played. It doesn't say which. I'm just glancing at the bottom because it's supposed to say what one they played. Most likely it was PC if they're talking about the glitches.
Yeah, you would think.
I'm just trying to scan this real quick.
Right.
Well, talking about like the whole copying.
Oh, okay. Well, here it is, right here. Actually, the glitches. There's isolated stutters. There's okay. On the Xbox 360, there's constant stuttering that made the whole game feel like a turbulent airplane ride. They said he wanted to take Dramamine after playing. And that's on Xbox 360 with the game installed on the hard drive and the day one patch installed. It says the
Multiple
PC
people-
version runs more smoothly.
Although multiple people from Polygon, The Escapist, Digital Trends are all saying that there are game-breaking glitches where people aren't trigger or bosses aren't triggering, commands aren't working, or models are disappearing.
All right. Well, this is an excerpt from the Escapist. I think they're probably one of the more respectable reviews. The bottom line: South Park: The Stick of Truth could stand alone as an extended episode of the show. Whether that's a good thing or a bad thing depends on how funny you think Trey Parker and Matt Stone are. For fans of the show, this is seriously an impressive game. And the recommendation: this should be obvious by now. Do you like South Park? Yes or no? Your answer is exactly what mine would be if you asked me whether or not I should buy this game.
Yeah, there's in terms of the glitches, the PCs have saves glitches, other bugs, and one reviewer playing on PS3 could not load out of a boss battle. So, sounds like an Obsidian game. I mean, sounds like it's a great game, but half cooked.
This is kind of like
These are also kind of possibly, day one error.
well, this is what
glitches,
that's kind of the
So,
point I wanted to make. Like in a lot of these cases, and I wish more sites would do it. This one's free websites. More contextual information about the reviews you do. What time frame it was played in, how long it took you to play it. Just like more information so you can make a fair judgment. If this game is played before release, then it's possible that a lot of these glitches can have been fixed with the day one patch. And I think a review should at least let people have enough information to make a knowledgeable, educated decision on whether all the things that happened in their experience apply to their experience.
Or you can do like Polygon and just amend the review later.
Yeah, but that's
They
so tough.
already
Like
have
you
it
don't.
at an 8.5.
Yeah, and like coming back to reviews, if it's such like a hit or miss. I just want to know the environment in which someone played a game.
Right.
I think that plays. Like we talked about this on Now This Is Podcasting, how much your state of mind, your current surroundings affect how you view art. So it should be.
Well, that's
kind
why
of
you should
transparent.
rate every game again each week. So say you might be on week 500 and something
Right.
of Ocarina of Time,
Yeah.
and the score's just going down because
haven't played
some
it.
of it's old hat now.
You're forgetting a little bit more, or in that case, it might get better. I don't know.
Mm.
But yeah, I just think it would be a lot more helpful if people kind of explained what their situation. I mean, I think a lot of games I have more fun with when I play it with someone else in the room. I think that kind of stuff affects your opinion on a game.
Or if you have split personality disorder,
No, then you don't need anyone in the room because they're always there with you.
you're never lonely.
Never.
So yeah, it
lonely.
sounds like South Park is a great game. It's just you got to put up with typical Obsidian bugs. So
Yeah,
Well, it's
it's-
typical like day one bugs, like Brenda was
But
saying.
Well-
Obsidian is a special brand of that.
yeah, they're a special brand of day one bugs.
Yeah, I mean, they're
I mean,
like
you have
they
Aren't they worse than than Bethesda?
Oh yeah.
Yes, they are.
Oh yeah. Yeah, like Bethesda, like you put up with a certain amount because like they're giving us so much.
Okay, no, Bethesda was bad in the 90s, like Daggerfall and that stuff. When that came out, yeah, broken, unplayable. They got a little bit better over the last decade and a half. Obsidian has been pretty consistent over the last decade about how they turn out.
I correlate it to like if Bethesda sat me down, cooked me a steak, and then slapped me in the face, I'd be like, that's still a good steak. Obsidian, they would give me a hot dog and kick me in the balls.
I love that.
And then
analogy
tell you
so
it's a
much.
steak.
And tell you it's a steak. Thank you.
Oh my god, that analogy.
No, they'll tell you the steak is coming as soon as they finish killing the cow.
Aw.
Oh, jeez.
Oh man.
So
I
Like,
like
we haven't
hot
killed the
dog.
cow yet. Someone's working on
it's
it.
coming. We watched someone else kill the cow, so we're gonna try to kill the cow the very same way. Just give us a little bit of time, and
It may
we'll
not
have it on the
turn out
table
as
in no
well
time.
because we don't know how to butcher it.
Yeah.
Oh god.
This metaphor can go so far. I love it.
Oh man.
That's great.
Most of it might turn out well.
We're trying to hire a chef here who knows how to cook. We're working on it, so we'll have it on the table in no time.
We may have to have a viewer come in and act like the chef to finish the steak.
Right. We're sorry there was a hair on it. We weren't aware of the health standards. Yeah. So I mean, honestly, I will.
Hey, we love Obsidian's games. They make great games. It just, we got to put up with some stuff before they're actually playable.
Oh yeah, no. There's never been at least that I can think of a Cydia game that I have.
Like I said, I backed both of their Kickstarters. So
They just need Gordon Ramsay's help.
Can we
Fix
can we
your
start a-
games and let us love you.
Can we have on a site reviews of games that are related to just food and restaurants? Is like this.
Oh my god!
Top
Well,
Artistic of Truth. It's
Cook
like
Serve
I think you
delicious.
have your writing mission.
I think that was like half the reviews
you mean
that
the
we
Diner
did.
Dash website?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really got into the Cook Serve Delicious review. That game is so
I
much
did a
fun.
root beer tapper
A
once.
root beer tapper was good. I'm not sure what other food reviews we had. We should just do reviews of
I thought
food.
there was more.
I think
Oh.
there's a
I'll be the first to sign up for a food review site.
food review. Yeah. I think that's
Just,
I
well,
think
you'll
they
be
call
the
that
food-
Yelp.
You'll be the
We
food
should
game
stream
editor.
food.
Stream food.
Stream us eating food.
Stream Lawrence eating food.
Oh man, and we could do a Twitch plays Lawrence eats food.
Use Twitch for anything but what it's intended for.
Fork up, fork down.
Yeah.
Worked out,
Yeah.
worked out.
Push start.
Start. Please
Oh.
don't make me stab myself again. Please.
Yeah, 1,000,000 people, 100,000 people tell Lawrence how to
Start
eat
crying while eating.
More hot sauce. More hot sauce.
food. Yeah.
Less hot sauce. More hot sauce.
Yeah.
Actually, no. What's funny is actually Adam Sessler did something very similar to that, where he set up a camera in the Rev 3 office, and then he was just standing there, and he turned it into a live adventure game.
Oh.
It was like the Twitch plays Pokemon,
Yeah.
but it was the Rev 3 viewers playing Adam Sessler.
That's awesome.
That's so
And
cool.
I turned into it at one point, and he was chugging water out of a 5-gallon water jug. I was like, okay, this is weird.
it's so like
Modern
that-
art.
That's Truman Show right there. Yeah, that's
Yeah, that's what I'm
performance art.
saying.
That's like modern performance art.
I
right
agree
there.
with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, looking forward to South Park Stick of Truth. I don't think there's anything else games related that anyone's been playing. Is there?
Wrap it up.
All right, everyone's got stuff they want to do. We're calling it a show, guys. Thank you so much. Let me see the questions. Let me check the questions right before we stop. I know there were a couple, but there was a few comments on how awesome Diablo 3 is. Mighty Quest is fun. It's kind of like Diablo with tower defense. That's
That's
Kino.
good. That's a good way to say it.
And I think Kino commented on your shirt. He's very happy, Lawrence. Good job.
my shirt.
Yeah, with the cat on it.
Yeah, I love my shirt.
Yeah, it's very nice.
If you got, this is a plug. Listen to the band Now. My shirt says Meow Meow.
Can I ask you one question,
Sure.
just so I can get kind of like a spectrum? Do they wear tight pants?
Do I only wear tight pants?
No, do the band wear
Well, the
tight
girls.
pants? The girls?
Yeah.
So do they wear tight pants?
They wear cargo jeans.
Do any of them wear glasses?
Yes.
Does one of them have an undercut?
Yes.
All right.
It's Tegan and Sarah, pretty much.
All right. So it's something new you haven't seen before, guys. Check it out now.
Now. Good band.
I'm totally being a dick. No, I'm sure they're a great band. One question I did want to read. It was the first question that was asked during the show. It was probably the best one we got, and I'm going to read it verbatim. This isn't from Carcelis from last week. This is a totally different question. WoW versus Final Fantasy 14. Please, Lek Wells needs to know. Okay, I need to know. Umfka need to speed like bunch of still outs.
So,
Was that from Borat?
So I think we're
Honestly,
gonna try.
I think you're a little mean to Ukrainians there.
Yeah, sorry about that. We're gonna
Whoa,
try to decipher WoW versus Final Fantasy 14. It's like almost like he's a prophet, like he knew where we were going at the end of the show.
Mm-hmm.
Please, likes, works. I need to know. He needs to know something,
Really
so
needs to know.
he's reaching out to us. Okay, I need to know, and fuck the need for speed.
Fuck Need for
like
Speed,
bunch
like a
of
bunch of
sellouts.
sellouts.
Bunch of sellouts. Strong words from DJ Lynch.
Nathan, I had no idea you
No.
spoke drunken, illiterate.
Yeah, it's something you pick up on the streets.
Only partly. The first half, even with the beer in my system, it's hard to decipher.
No, this what DJ did is it's an achievement. It's definitely an achievement.
Is there a Rosetta Stone for reading drunken text?
I think there is.
Yeah, I'm gonna try Google Translate here.
You can only buy it at 3 a.m.
Google.
on home shopping network channels or infomercials. Only the places where you make the really bad
There are certain
decisions.
things you don't try to Google Translate. And Google tells you that because it will crash Google.
Oh wow. Thanks again to DJ Lynn. She always sends in questions, and even though this one's a little bit more abstract than the usual, appreciate it. Oh, and thanks for your help a couple days ago, helping us set up the or test the feed rather.
Maybe the comment he sent was Twitch plays DJ Lynch.
Oh yeah, that's possible. Maybe Twitch is playing DJ Lynch
Yeah.
right now,
Yeah.
and that's what we get. WoW versus Final Fantasy 14.
That's,
Like a bunch of
that's a baby step towards the book.
Yeah, we're
Twitch
getting
writes
there.
comments. Twitch writes Twitch
YouTube
comments.
comments.
It's so meta.
Twitch.
Twitch
Twitch plays
restaurants. A Yelp program. That would be great. I've ate at a lot of restaurants, but cow shit balls. All right,
Oh, that's great.
that's it, guys. On that note, that is it for another episode of the 1985 FM podcast. Thank you for joining us for episode 75. We'll be back next week for another installment, and I'm sure we're gonna have lots of good stuff to talk about. This week is shaping up to have a lot of news in the coming week. So thanks again for joining us, and visit us on at YouTube under the name 1985 FM Show. For every live show, we'll tweet out links for it. You can also email us directly and ask questions at 1985fmshow@gmail.com. Subscribe to us on Twitter. I think the link's up there right now. Facebook, Twitch. We'll probably start streaming to Twitch pretty soon too. And what else do I got in there? YouTube's. All right. So yeah,
YouTube.
thanks a lot, guys. Thanks to Jeremy Conrad,
See you next week.
Nathan Mayer,
Thank you.
Brendan O'Connell,
Same time next week.
Vasilis Siskos.
He's not here.
He's
What?
not.
Vasilis wasn't here the whole time?
He was with us in spirit.
Oh,
You know what's sad too is I know for a fact he played Thief, so he would have been able to talk about that.
yeah, he had a lot of work to do tonight. He couldn't show up, but I thought he was here the whole time. And obviously, thanks again to Lawrence Lawson for running the show tonight. Give this guy a hand. He's freaking amazing. This guy
I should
does things.
have an
Yeah.
applause button.
Yeah, we need an
Sound
applause
bite.
button for you. Back to Google Hangout.
Soundbite.
All right.
Oh
And-
yeah.
Later.
Oh man.
Oh, remember that?
Oh,
Oh,
God.
jeez. That's opening Pandora's
We
box.
almost-
we,
we almost
we
thought-
almost ended the episode there without the important question.
Oh, what's the important question?
I'm going home. Okay, home.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. So, Brendan, we have one question to ask you, sir, before we leave the show. How's Terminator?
The second 10 minutes of it.
Yes.
Yeah, tell us. Just
I told you
describe
I was
to
gonna
us
do
any
this.
of the 10 minutes. I just want to hear about any of the 10 minutes that you've seen, or 20 for that matter.
So there was a naked Austrian showed up in the middle of the street.
Okay.
So, are you
Very
seriously
nice.
going through 10 minutes at a time?
Yeah.
I fucking love this. This is awesome. Dude. All right,
This is
please
a
now
great
continue.
gimmick.
Sorry for
This is
interrupting
a
you.
great gimmick.
All right, so please continue.
I kind of lost it at that point. I don't know what happened next. I think there was a robot. Maybe he said he was from the future.
Well, don't forget Bill Paxton.
All right. Can you do me one favor? Humor me, if you will. Next time you watch 10 minutes, and even if you can go back to the last 20 minutes, you don't have to watch it, but if you can just write one sentence that summarizes what you've seen, I want to put that together in one compilation. I want you to do just like read off like what the movie's about with these, like these sentences.
Okay.
Even better, make a Twitter account for it. And just tweet out every 10 minutes.
Or
what
make a
you're-
Twitch account.
Like,
And have other people do it for you.
yeah, there was actually a Twitter account that was recreating scene by scene every frame of Top Gun,
That's nice.
but it got shut down because obviously copyright infringement, and obviously
For describing
people
Top
are gonna
Gun.
watch it on Twitter and say, "Oh, I got the whole movie."
Oh, yeah, because that's just like watching a...
Oh, great! It's spoiled.
I think we can do
Goose
something with
dies.
this, man. If we can find like the most like abstract movies for you to watch in 10-minute chunks, and get
Okay.
you to do one sentence reviews of every 10 minutes.
Can you do Citizen Kane after Terminator?
Oh, that'd be nice.
That's not obscure enough. Do the 70s animated Lord of the Rings.
If you want to do some,
I've already seen it though.
watch Santa Sangre and try to do a review of that. That should be interesting.
That sounds exotic enough.
No, trust me, it's a mind fuck to end all mind fucks.
Well, there was
Or
a.
we can just
It's been deleted. One of the greatest Twitter parody accounts of all time was a guy who made a Twitter account at T-800, and he just searched Twitter for Sarah Connor. Well, actually, people with the names Sarah, and he would just tweet them, Sarah Connor, Sarah Connor, Sarah Connor.
Oh, that's great.
It's been
Wow.
deleted. I actually have a picture of it. Let's put it in the chat.
Oh man, that's great.
That must have been tough to come up with each one, each comment.
Oh yeah, it takes much effort.
1 second, let me make sure there's no question that's coming. Oh, okay, Nathan. Oh, glad. Oh. What does that's stupid? Before we leave, making Star Wars asks, what does a toad do in Super Mario Brothers universe? I don't get it.
You don't want to know.
Fair enough. All right, guys. that's-
He's a handmaid, right? No.
yeah, he wears a dress.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. On that note,
All right, guys. See you again next week. Thanks again.
Next week.
all right. Bye.
good night.
All right.